We've got Pat Scammell down on the bench. Dan Maher, pretty handy runner.
Yeah, they've got enough experience.
Yeah, there's enough guys that have won their time, haven't they?
Absolutely. Armo, who's going to win?
Jimmy Grills is a world champion polo cross player doing the other running.
He's pretty good, Grills. He'll slot himself into this lineup very shortly. Armo, who wins and how much by?
I'm going to go with Albury, and I'll say 28 points.
Monty?
Yeah, I'm going to go 45 Albury.
Really stitching a bit of a touch-up.
I think they might, and they play this ground so well normally. And main reason, Jacob Conlon's in.
Their
forward line operates so well when he's playing.
If the Albury Tigers want to be a genuine contender coming towards the back end of the year, they're going to have a statement win today.
They do,
over the Wodonga Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are fighting for their future in season 2025. If they lose today, I dare say it's curtains for season 2024. I'm going to go the Albury Tigers, 13 points. I'm with you, Monty. I reckon Jacob Conlon is the piece of the puzzle that the Albury Tigers need to fire. A few key matchups early. Anything that's sort of catching your eye? I know Matt Walker's getting a bit of attention down there from Morrison.
Yeah, I'm looking more in the middle where Bradshaw's gone to Jakey Gaynor, or they've matched up directly against each other. Jackson Kelly's in the middle. He'll start the game against Matey. Jorgensen's actually in the middle.
Yeah, he's been in there a bit this year.
And he'll be on Fletcher Carroll. Very similar midfields.
Connor Brodie's got the job on Jacob Conlon too, in only his first game back after a 6-week hiatus. First grade quarter for A-grade oils and batteries. First quarter, I should say, is with Scott Montgomery.
As Driscoll and Muller go at it, Muller gets the tap, but it doesn't go anywhere. Jorgensen gets on it first, but fumbles. Tiziani's there for now the Tigers. Kelly gets taken off. Matey, little quick boot there. Packer now picks it up for the Tigers. Kicks it around his body, goes towards the wing. It's a one-on-one out there. McGrath. Very good contest over the footy. Tackled straight away by Bradshaw. Now it falls away of Josh Matey. Good pickup. Gets a handball to Will Bradshaw. Goes to brother Noah, and the Bulldogs are away on centre wing.
Centre wing, clubroom side of the Albury Sports Ground. They kick up to half forward. Well done, Unthank. Got a big fist in that one. Cassidy's in pursuit for the Dogs in the long sleeves. Goes the dribbler, Jet Cassidy. Just across the face for a minor score. So the first inside 50 results in a score for the Wodonga Bulldogs. It's a minor score going the way of Jet Cassidy. The Bulldogs draw first on the Steel Line scoreboard. Armo, really good transition play from the Bulldogs there.
Yeah, it was. Used the handball through the centre really well. He probably had a bit more time to execute that shot on goal, so that's probably just a few early game nerves, but he'll be better for it next time.
Great kick from Carroll from the back pocket. Finds King at half-back in front of the classic old grandstand here at the sports ground. Reece King rolls around now on that trusty left, goes towards centre wing in front of the benches, looking for Muller, nudged out of it by Driscoll. Jorgensen's there for the Dogs, worried out of it by Kelly. Driscoll gets back and helps out. Tap from Brodie, finds Greenhill. Nice little kick towards Mayfield. Good little pick up there from Mayfield. Finds Andrews now, and it's a nice kick down the line, but well defended by the Tigers. And we'll have a throw in.
We'll go to Mark Arman for the Newmarket Hotel.
Both teams are defending the corridor really well. They can't get it off the line, so they need to open up that fat side of the ground to get a bit of ball movement going forward, both sides.
Adam Jorgensen, you can tell, he looks like a player that's been wearing the long sleeves all year. Not much
What are
colour.
you saying?
Not much colour on the arms for Jorgie.
The old James Hird, just wear the sleeves all year because you haven't got arms to show off. Is that what you're saying?
Something like that. Johnson won the tap. Muller got his hands in the footy, kicked it 15 metres directly in the air, and then slapped it forward. The Dogs at the back of the pack. Soroczynski left it behind. Now Jackson Kelly for the Albury Tigers. Kicks trying to find some grass, and Michael Driscoll intercepts the Dogs. Wants to attack the corridor. Turnover kick, and Fletcher Carroll's the recipient for the Albury Tigers. On the right boot, inside forward 50, Elliot Powell. Great vision, kicking to space, and you'd back Elliot Powell in from here, Armo.
Yeah, Elliot's a great set shot for goal, but there's another example of that corridor. Both teams will want to go through there, but you've got to be really careful which option you pick, because if you turn it over on this ground, that's what happens. It's one kick and it's straight inside forward 50.
Yeah, it wasn't the right decision there from Driscoll. Just took it on a little bit too quickly, and they defended it so well, Albury, and then a great kick from Carroll to hit inside 50.
I thought it was Fitty Powell when he ran out in the 54, but it's Elliot in a different jumper. 25 metres out in a 45-degree angle. Elliot Powell, commentator's curse. He's pushed to the near side. Scores a level, one behind a piece. Thanks to Steel Line, the NZ time clock has played 3 minutes here on O&M Live.
As the old scoreboard that Robbie always raves on about when we hear at Albury Sports Ground just hasn't quite caught up yet. It
doesn't help when you've got Year 3 students.
Well, I don't think any of them have moved once, and there's been 2 scores, so I don't know if it's going to be used much today. As Wodonga the kick in now, it's going to be a free kick, go the way of Morrison. In the back pocket on the far side for the Dogs. Morrison, the captain, goes short. It's a nice kick, finds Bradshaw. He's looking for an option now. He's going to go short. And it's not a great kick. King defended that centre of the ground well. Plays on quickly to Duncan. Duncan caught straight away. It's going to be a free kick to Miller. And the Dogs at half back will get moving.
Miller goes out wide. Matt Wilson. And another good year for the Bulldogs. Chipping kick. Winter Irving out in front. Looks like Lucas Conlon has got the job on him. Winter Irving back into the side following 3 weeks out. He kicks long down the line. And it's intercepted by Hamish Gilmore. Across half back in front of the netball courts as Hamish kicks long down the line. Poor kick off the boot. And it goes out of bounds for on the full, in fact.
On the full, yep.
So free kick to the Bulldogs, Monty. It's true centre wing club room side, and the Bulldogs are going to launch into attack.
Yeah, from Morrison. As nearly all the players are in that third of the ground on that far side. It's a good grab there from Miller. Only returned a couple of weeks ago. One the Dogs really want in their side with his ball use. Goes inside 50. Oh, Johnson crashes the pack. Conlon come back hard. He's still down. Conlon will keep an eye on that as Gaynor gets dispossessed in the back pocket. Falls the way of Duncan. Quick little handball. Now as a kick from the Tigers. It's going to go towards the boundary. That man Miller who kicked it inside last time. First one there. Sees it over for a throw-in as Lucas Conlon gets to his feet and waves the trainers away. So I think he'll be right.
That's exactly what they need to do. Bring that ball to ground like that and make it a real dogfight inside their forward 50, Wodonga.
You'll feel that one tomorrow, Lucas Conlon. The Tom Johnson knee. Straight to the back. Muller won the tap. Garlett's there for the Tigers. Evades a bit of pressure. Handballs on his knees. Little 1-2 with Carroll was on. Carroll opts to swivel and use his right foot to kick long down the line. But Charlie Morrison intercepts for the Bulldogs, and they're going to look to open up the switch here. And it's a nice looking kick. Comes out wide.
There's really good pressure there from Powell. He slowed Wortman up because they probably would have kept rolling.
Wortman wearing jumper number 34 back into the side today. Brings it out to the broadcast side wing. And Michael Duncan, who put pen to paper during the week at Tigerland for 2025. He kicks inboard, and it's chopped off nicely by the captain, Ollie Greenhill.
Well read, Greenhill. It's going to go short. It's not a great kick, but looking for Andrews. Walker's coming harder. Smart by Andrews. Taps it backwards towards Morrison. Exits defensive 50 now, and he finds Noah Bradshaw. Just defensive side of centre wing. Comes inboard, goes to true centre wing and finds Winter Irving. Winter Irving goes on again, goes to the middle of the ground, finds Jorgensen. What's he going to do, Jorgensen? Keeps transitioning it this way towards Driscoll. Driscoll can go with it. Going towards inside 50 towards Miller. Tries to get a push and he goes play on, says the umpire. Unthanked does well, gets back on it. Miller gets a little tap towards Cassidy, who's been absolutely ragdolled around the neck. And the umpire said, no, you played for that. We'll have a ball up inside 50. Lucky to get away with one there, Mark.
Yeah, he was. I like the braveness of Wodonga to use that corridor, though. They turned a few over early, but they kept going there and they got it inside 50.
He's unthanked for the Albury Tigers. Dangerous kick, switching. Putting his team under a fair bit of pressure. Doing a lot of work here as McGrath held out the football. Umpire let it go. Hands of Andrews now for the Bulldogs. Chiselling ball inside 50. And Riley Gill takes a good, strong mark out in front. And that's a really good kick inside 50. Mark Armand for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing with Wodonga's energy levels. It's really high. They're defending their half really well, and they look really active on turnover. So they're in the right headspace.
Riley Gill's had a breakout season for the Wodonga Bulldogs, playing all his football at the club through the junior ranks. Kicking from 40 metres out to the Botanic Garden end. It's got the distance, but it's hit the stick. Missing to the right-hand side. The Wodonga Bulldogs moved to 2 behinds. The Albury Tigers 1 behind. That's on the Steel Line scoreboard. 7.5 minutes gone here for NZ.
Great kick from Conlon. Really took it on. Finds Muller in the middle of the ground. Handball received now to Gaynor. And they're out here, the Tigers. Garlett. And I just had to be clean. Drops the mark. Now confronted by Wilson. He does so well there, Wilson. Handball popped out to King. Goes inside 50. Overrunning it with Sears. Got to be a little bit better there, the Tigers, and a bit cleaner as the ball now is going to fumble. As the boundary umpire takes a tumble as well. But we'll have a ball in 45 away from the Albury Tigers goal, who of course are kicking to the Norrill end of the ground in this first quarter, which is brought to you by A-Grade Oils and Batteries.
Scott Montgomery calling beautifully, thanks to the team at McRae Motors, as Muller got the front spot in that rock contest, but the ball just fell a little bit short. Greenhill seeing it towards the boundary line. We'll have another boundary throw in. Around the grounds, Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Hot start after the Lavington Panthers. They lead 12-1. So do North Albury over the Rovers, Moss.
A couple of big scores there. Muller wins that one. Gives a handball to King. King dodges and weaves it back to Muller. Gets it on the boot. It heads towards goal. Well done, Brody. Well defended. Knocks it through for a minor score. That's their second. The Bulldogs have 2 as well, so it's 2 apiece on the Steel on Albury scoreboard. And we've gone 8.5 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock.
Wilson out in front of our broadcast wing. They've turned the ball over a few times coming out of D50, Harmo, for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, they have. The players forward of the footy need to read the cues a bit earlier and give their players an option coming out.
Ball's in the hands now of Jackson Kelly for the Tigers, who just lobs one up into the hot spot. And Walker, in a fresh pair of lime fluoro boots, zigzagged his way to get front position and took a good clunk. And we know that his first kick on goal, Monty, is so crucial in the way he kicks for the rest of the day.
Absolutely. He's a confidence player, and I reckon a grab like that is something that will just get the confidence up, and I reckon he'll go back and put this one through. When you saw Elliot Powell, just let Charlie Morrison know he just let him run at that footy, and you can't do that with Matt Walker. You've got to put some body pressure on him.
Great kick to advantage too from Jackson Kelly. Here comes Walker. Right foot kick is starting and holding through the big sticks for the first goal. On the Steel Line scoreboard goes the way of the former Hawthorn draftee, Matt Walker. He kicks his first alongside the first for the game. Mark Armand for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, I think Twitty and that will be disappointed with that. There was a 7v4 there with 7 Wodonga players around that marking contest, so they need some help aerially, and they need to back themselves in the air to come off their man and help their defenders. With that type of outnumber, you shouldn't be taking that mark.
Yeah, and Morrison, we know, so good in the air. Just let him go at it, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Brody was sort of backing back, didn't have the chance to get back at it, and Walker just read it so much better than everyone else and popped around and took a really good mark. It's a great start for the Tigers. Wodonga probably had a bit of ascendancy, but they've got the first major for the day. Ball gets tossed up, give that one to Driscoll. Falls away of Bradshaw, he's been nailed by Garlett, and he's going to get the free kick right in the middle of the ground. Noah Bradshaw, been in the best every week for Wodonga. It's a bit of a worm-burning mongrel kick inside 50. Muller couldn't pick it up, so he just kicks it sideways. Falls the way of Yellen, gives a handball backwards towards Soroczynski. Soroczynski now gets on the move and goes inside 50. It's a great kick. It's a beautiful kick, and he's found Venturoni, who's within distance, and he's just going to go short and find Jorgensen. Jorgensen plays on, gives a handball over the top. Oh, no! Byrne, well defended, was able to chop it off. Conlon gets in and help. Now Byrne just throws it on the boot. It's a bit of a yuck one. Put him under the pump again, and Carroll's first there for Albury. I tell you what, Adam Jorgensen will want that one again because he got a gift from Venturoni. Tried to play funny buggers to Cassidy and got chopped off.
Even Reece Venturoni, want that again. 35 metres out, slight angle, just go back and kick it. Ball comes now into the Albury Tigers with Reece King between half-back and centre wing on the left. Good lead. Great presenting from Matt Walker, who marks, dragging Charlie Morrison right at the ground. True centre wing clubroom side. Yeah. 11.5 minutes gone for NZ as he comes in board, Monty.
Hit the nail on the head there. Charlie Morrison, we know, likes to drop off, be the big tall that goes and gets in the air and helps out. But if you get him up the ground, he can't do that.
The Tigers lead 1-2-8 to the Dogs 2 behinds thanks to Steel Line here on O&M Live. Muller marks on the edge of the centre square. True centre wing, reels around. Onto the right boot, inside 50. Powell started forward, out the back. Tiziani, bit of space on the banana goal. Great work from the Albury Tigers, creating space inside 50. Tiziani kicks his first, and the Albury Tigers' second, Armo.
So with that play, Johnson had actually dropped behind the footy, which slowed Albury up, and Isaac pushed into a really dangerous space in the middle of the ground and drew him out of that forward 50 as a spare man, and then they opened up a space. So they've got to watch that with Isaac. He does get to some really dangerous spots. He almost plays like another midfielder.
Yeah, he's got such a good tank for a guy his size, doesn't he? He just goes all day. He doesn't get a lot of a chop out by anyone else, and just to get to dangerous spots makes people go to him.
Looks like Powley started the whole game as one of the deeper forwards too, Armo, for the Newey.
Yeah, he's what makes defenders nervous, Powley. So they've got that to do that with their other midfielders, and if he stays there all day, he'll kick a score. It's
a 2-goal lead for the Tigers. They've started hot here. Soroczynski gets a handball to Bradshaw. That's Noah. Noah's not sure what to do, but he gives a handball back to Miller. Miller goes sideways and finds Yellen. They're starting to just edge it forward now, the Bulldogs. Jack Yellen goes inside 50. It's a long bomb. Not much there. It's a one-on-one. Byrne does well to bring it to ground. Josh Matthews there at ground level. Tackled straight away. The ball just pops out. Still in the forward pocket here for the Dogs. Tackled without it. Now, I said play on. Falls away of Yellen now. Yellen's got a lot of space. Should put this one through, and he does. Jack Yellen. Sunjan goal today. Exactly what the Dogs needed. A quick reply, and they do. They get their first major. Takes them to 1-2-8. Still a 6-point lead to the Tigers, who are 2-2-14. And that's on the Steel Line scoreboard.
So there's another example of they've won ground football inside their front half, Wodonga. That's about the third or fourth ground ball they've won. So they've just got to take their opportunities. They're still right in this game.
It's cracking movement there, wasn't it? A cracking movement by Wodonga. They just got a bit of trouble there out of the centre clearance, but were able to just work their way through it, and Yallen found a lot of space inside 50.
Certainly are. Really liking this game. It's free-flowing. It's quite open. Looks to be a bit of a shootout too. 2-2-14 to 1-2-8. The Tigers over the Wodonga Bulldogs. Carroll, his handball was poor, slipping over. And now Michael Duncan evades a bit of pressure. Handball's over the top. Hayes for the Albury Tigers has an overlapping handball if he wants to use it in Quaid. Quaid on the right, inside 50. Elliot Powell. Elliot Powell winding back the clock, showing a bit of speed and pace coming out of the square. Chips in the pocket, trying to find Conlon. Jacob Conlon's mark, tight angle, but Armo for the Newmarket Hotel, we know he loves to run around and banana these ones in the tight spots.
Yeah, he would have done a heap of goal kicking practice at training from this part of the ground. He likes these ones, but you can't stop that. The way that ball came into their forward 50, it doesn't matter who's on them.
Conlon goes the banana. Jacob Conlon, he's a class act. A welcome return to Tigerland. Jacob Conlon, 2 games in a row, and he's on the steel line scoreboard early. The Bulldogs, they kicked a goal just 90 seconds ago, and the Tigers respond instantly. The margin's back out to 12 points. Thanks to Steel Line here on O&M Live.
How good was that, Jacob Conlon? Just as you said, it's that ball movement you can't stop, especially when you've got an explosive player like Powley out of the square, Armo. Just so hard to defend, isn't it? It
is, on this ground too. This is probably the hardest ground to defend with quick ball movement from the centre.
As the scoreboard's actually gone down here, but it is a 2-goal lead to the Albury Tigers, and the old scoreboard's slowly trying to catch up as the boys now probably realise they need to do something. As Muller gets the tap up now, Yallen extracts it for the Dogs. Good handball to Noah Bradshaw around the back. Nice kick inside 50. Unthanks first there, but it gets out the back and Miller's onto it for the Dogs. Snaps around the body, goes to the top of the square. It's a beautiful kick from Miller. He's found Venturoni, and I don't reckon he'll be passing this one to Jorgie. Or you'll go back and have a shot at the Botanic end of the ground and try to get the Dogs back within a goal.
Almo, how'd you see that play?
Yeah, I keep harping on it, but it's another ground ball one inside their front half. And so I'd be kicking to grass as much as I can if I was Wodonga.
As Venturoni goes back and just pops that one through. Beautiful goal from the Dogs. Well done, Tom Miller gets the goal assist as he comes to the bench. And Venturoni was able to finish it. Takes it back to a 1-goal game here as it's 3-2-20 to 2-2-14 on the Steel Line Albury scoreboard.
We spoke about it, sorry Gus, in the pre-game about being a bit unpredictable going into the front half, and that's what they've done. And those ground balls, if they continue to win it at this volume, they will get shots on goal.
And he's been a half-back flanker for most of his in-and-out career, Reece Venturoni, but he's popping up in dangerous spots in attack for the Wodonga Bulldogs in their makeshift new look forward 50. Sean Daly's injected himself into the ruck here for the Albury Tigers. Isn't that a blast from the past? Tiziani, true centre wing, feeds it back to John O'Male, the man from Mangapla. Kicks long down the line, and this is an element of the game the Bulldogs have been very good at, Armo, intercepting that dump kick at half-back.
Yeah, definitely. They need to keep backing themselves and leaving their man to do that.
And that's Mark Armand, thanks to 40 Winks, as that kick's not great from Wilson. Well done, Walker. Sees, just put it on the boot, probably should have picked it up. Oh, great tap from Sean. Goes to Jeff Garlett around the body, not his best, Jeffy. And it's going to bounce out for a boundary throw-in. But how good was that from Sean Daly? One of our co-commentators might have called him an old-timer, but I won't go that far. But the coach of Albury just wound back the clock with that little tap.
And Armo summarised it beautifully in pre-game. It's not always the stats, it's the little tiny things that he does that gets the players into the game. And it was a little deft tap into space that gave the Tigers a shot on goal. Garlett just lost his footing as he went to kick tight up in the pocket. He might be stiff here, and then the umpire's going to call for the footy to be balled up. So we're deep into attack for the Albury Tigers. 17.5 gone for NZ. And the Albury Tigers, they hold a 1-goal lead at present. Both scoreboards are down, so we'll do our best to keep the scores as up to date as possible. 3-2-20 the Albury Tigers to the Bulldogs 2-2-14. Ball's going out of bounds on the full here, Monty, and it's going to be Jake Gaynor, who's been a little bit quiet early to bring the ball back into play.
He has, as Jono just tried to steal 20 metres off him standing on the mark, but Gaynor rolls around straight away, and it's a great kick. Found Tiziani. Very close to the boundary line, about where Jacob Conlon kicked his goal from before, Mark Armand.
Yeah, what happens on this ground is Wodonga have flooded back here, but they don't defend the boundary, where, as we know, this ground's quite skinny. You can kick goals consistently from this spot. if you've got the talent these
the
guys
border
have.
male photographer just has not moved, just right next to where Tiziani's taken on from here, and he's kicked it from outside the boundary. Lockie Tiziani, it's going to go across the face. Bit of a battle. I think that's marked over the line. It was by Sears. And the Bulldogs will get the free kick in the back pocket as they lead by a goal on the Steel Line Albury scoreboard. We've gone 18 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock.
Dangerous kick. Got some work to do there. Was Mimo, left it behind. Great tackle from Gaynor. Shovels the ball forward. Wortman fumbles, got a handball to Andrews under a fair bit of pressure. Jorgensen, handballs over the top. Hit in hope at best. Now Duncan for the Tigers on the right boot. Inside forward, 50 to a contest, and Morrison. Great use of the body. He appeals for 50 metres there. Probably should be against Garlett. Umpire let it slide. He goes to Greenhill, the co-captain, and then goes out wide. He finds Matt Wilson adjacent to the forward or defensive 50 in the boundary line. Long down the line, clubroom side wing. This is good play from the Bulldogs. Ball's in the hands of Tommy Johnson.
Who we know is a great grab. Kick not so much. Gilmore for the Tigers chops it off. Now he's giving a little handball to Muller. Goes sideways to Packer. Packer now to Unthank, and he's just going to go short back to Gilmore, who's worked hard to find some space, and he's taken the mark. Defensive side of centre wing. The Tigers now look like they're going to try and take a bit of sting out of this and hold on to it for a bit. As he goes long down the line to Gilmore. It's a nice little jump from, I think it was Morrison. Ball now falls away of a teammate, and it's going to go out of bounds right in front of the Albury Tigers race.
Around the grounds, Mr. Stove's pool world. Myrtleford lead the Roos 26-12. Lockie Murphy-Dale has kicked 4 goals
good
in
return.
the opening term.
All 4.
Playing against Joe Hansen, so they might look to change that magnet shortly. Wangaratta 2-4-16 over Lavington, 2 straight 12, and scores a level at 2-1 apiece. 13 plays 13 North Albury and the Rovers on our sister station 15-6-3-E. Here at the Albury Sports Ground, 6-point lead to the Albury Tigers over the Wodonga Bulldogs. Ball's in dispute across centre wing. Now the Albury Tigers want to attack via the corridor. Conlon lost his footing there, did Brodie. As Conlon plays on into the pocket. Good looking kick, and they're trailing heavily on the Wodonga Bulldogs defenders. Just too easy, Mark Armin. It's going to allow yet another uncontested mark inside forward 50 for the Albury Tigers.
Yeah, it was too easy. I think the Wodonga midfield seemed to be running defensively really hard, but they're allowing Albury to have those players out the back of the contest, and then they can kick over the line. They need to make sure they got their numbers correct around the stoppage.
We know he's a confidence player, Lockie Tiziani. He'll kick this one 40 metres on a 45-degree angle. Lockie Tiziani's right foot kick. It starts to the right and continues to fade that way across the face for a minor score. 3-3-21, the Tigers, the Bulldogs 2-2-14. That's on the Steel Line scoreboard. Adam Jorgensen has the kicking duties from full-back. Mark Armand, what are you seeing in the game here for the Newmarket Hotel?
Yeah, I'm seeing outside Albury's 50, Wodonga have numbered up a lot better now. They couldn't get it out for a period of time there simply because Albury had too many numbers behind the footy, but it seems to be one-on-one forward of the football now.
22 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock as that one's chopped off by Gilmore. He's going to go back inside 50 for the Tigers. Goes towards the top of the square. Walker's the only one there. Oh, standing tall, Andrews. Great grab there. He's going to repel for the Dogs as he comes wide. Goes towards Driscoll. It's a good grab. It looked like he was going over his head for a second. He's going to go short. Jorgensen's worked really hard. John O'Malley tried to get back. Couldn't quite get there. Jorgensen goes to the middle. We love to see this from the Dogs. This is where they can take it on. Mimo's got it in the centre of the ground at the sports ground. Oh, it's a nice little kick. Finds Noah Bradshaw. Bradshaw rolls on straight away. He's got a one-on-one. Unthanking Miller. Unthanking Miller. Miller too good. As we see a player down. Is that what you're pointing at there,
Yeah,
Gussie?
Max Byrne copped a round arm there, I think, from Kyle Winter-Irving. So, caught one in the guts on the way through.
Still down.
And he's still down in a bit of trouble there. So, I reckon the Albury Tigers players will keep that one in the memory bank.
Yeah, they took the corridor. I've been really impressed with the way they've been brave through the corridor. They've turned over a little bit of footy with Wodonga, but they've persisted to go there, and it looks like they're going to get another reward for that. So they need to keep challenging themselves with that inboard kick.
Miller's looked lively, resting forward out of the midfield. Just pops someone through. It's not his best effort, and it's through for a minor score. Takes the Dogs to 2-3-15. Albury 3-3-21. So goal lead to the Tigers on the Steel Line Albury scoreboard, and we've gone 23 minutes nearly on the NZ Albury time clock.
Attacking the corridor from fullback has been a theme from Lucas Conlon. That one not as fortuitous as Johnson throws it on the left boot inside 50. Miller the target. Gilmore flew, got a touch. Bradshaw wrapped up in a tackle as soon as he gained possession. The umpire should blow his whistle. He does now for a restart. So it's a dangerous kick. You're sort of flirting with fire when you go straight up the guts from full-back at this stage of the game. It's paid off once. Muller won the tap. Hit the umpire. Josh Mayfield. Handball's one back. One on by Quaid. Dispossessed of the footy now. Good tackle applied as Gaynor throws it on the right boot. Long down the line. Great contest.
Grab.
It's a really good grab in front of Elliot Powell. It's Liam Andrews becoming a very good trade of his game. He's intercept marking. We know his left foot's a booming one. Inside 50 he goes. Wilson front and centre. Fletcher Carroll got a falcon. Gilmore's in a bit of trouble. I just reckon he stole the ball off him.
He didn't have the footy. How did he play that?
Cassidy stole the ball out of his hands and he's been done for holding the ball.
Well, he give it back to him. He stole it and then give it back to him and tackled him again.
Oh, I can't believe that. That's stiff for Hamish Gilmore, I reckon. I don't know what. He probably should have been pinged earlier, and then Cassidy had it.
I reckon,
that's when he paid it.
I reckon you're right, Armo. I reckon he thought, I better give it back to him here so I can get the free kick.
Well, we know how good Jet Cassidy is in the air, but that's one thing he does do. He provides a lot of pressure coming out of the defensive end for the opposition defensive players.
You'll have to kick this one 49 metres. Pretty close to directly in front. It's a beautiful strike of the footy, but I reckon it's out to the right. It's across the face. Another minor score, so the Bulldogs are their own worst enemy. Brings the margin back to a straight kick. 3-3 plays 2-3 on O&M Live. At the 24.5-minute mark for NZ. Ball's in the hands of Unthank in the back pocket.
There's Unthank now. He's taking his time in the back pocket. What's he going to do? He's going to go long with that left boot. He's going to take the middle of the ground on too. It's a one-on-one contest. And a bit too strong was Miller for Quaid, but brought it to ground and jumped back on it was Quaid. Well done, Mimo, with the extracting handball to Andrews. Goes inside 50 to the top of the square. Well, coming sideways was Winter Irving. Just couldn't quite take it. Now it falls away with Byrne, who gets dumped after he kicks it. It's going to be down the field. And a free kick on centre wing to the Albury Tigers.
Sears. Right foot kick. Jacob Conlon's worked his way up the ground on Brody. Overlapping handball finds Tiziani. The crucial kick to Elliot Powell is beautiful and he's paid the mark. Alfred had none of that. Powell, he had about 5 bites of that cherry. Didn't claim it once and the umpires paid a mark. Powell is going to opt for a better option in space. It's Reece King. Armo.
Well done, Mark. You stayed quiet there.
I was going to say, you've seen a lot of Elliott play football. I reckon that one had none of it.
No, I think the umpire just assumed that he'd taken it and it's a bad call.
In the end...
You're not going to give him back, though.
No, absolutely you're not. Ball's in the hands of Reece King. This will favour the left footer. He's 5 metres in from the boundary on a 30-metre kick. That is poor.
Wow.
Powell should have had a shot. Out of bounds on the fall from Zimmy King in the scoreboard sign pocket.
That's one thing that really lets Reece King down, doesn't it? He's goal kicking.
Probably from set shots.
Yeah.
I reckon on the run and those snaps out of packs, he's a bit more dangerous. And the Bulldogs are going to switch the ball out wide, Monty.
As he gets moving through Noah Bradshaw, he's had a heap of it today. Goes long down the line to a one-on-one. Muller over the top, spoils Driscoll. Ball just finds the way to Miller, who's looked so good in this first quarter. Gets a handball now to Jorgensen. They're breaking the middle of the ground here, the Dogs again. Handball just misses Matey. Meant he had to go back and get it. Finds its way to Charlie McGrath. Albury Tigers have chopped it off again, and it's a great kick down the line towards Reece King.
King fumbles, goes for an underground handball. The Dogs have numbers in support now. Well done, Duncan, as the siren sounds. From a very entertaining first term here on O&M Live. But the Albury Tigers, they maintain the lead, but the Dogs are showing plenty of fight. 3-3-21 to 2-3-15. A one-goal ball game here at the end of the first term, thanks to A-grade oils and batteries. Stick with us. You're with O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
AT Joe.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Two 4-16 of the Tigers, 3-3-21. Gus McLeod, my name, joined by Mark Arman and Scott Montgomery, who's got the quarters best thanks to McRae Motors.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the Bulldogs. I thought Tom Miller was clearly their best player. I thought he looked really good when he was forward. And he went through the middle and was able to get a couple of clearances and find the footy across that half-back line. While for the Albury Tigers, I thought Lockie Tiziani looked lively up forward. I thought his pressure was good. Hit up a couple of times, kicked the one goal, also missed another one, which we would have thought he would have kicked from about 25 out on a slide angle. So they're my two quarters best.
Mate, what were your trends that you picked up in the game early?
Yeah, two totally different methods going inside their forward 50s. Albury are hitting up targets, lace out, which is really hard to stop. They are pushing them wide. I did mention before you can kick goals from wide, but you'd like to put a bit more pressure up between the arcs if you were Wodonga, so those kicks aren't as elite and on target. Where with Wodonga, when they're going inside 50, I keep saying it, they're winning the ground ball battle, which I think is really important. Not having their main goal kickers in, they need to get creative, and they'll continue to get shots on goal if they have that same hunt and that want that they've had in that first quarter.
It's an interesting style of football too that the Wodonga Bulldogs are playing. It's a brand we haven't seen them play on many occasions this year, Monty. They're certainly playing a lot more bravery and freedom, and they used to be a side that's DNA was just a lot of strength around the contest with Mathy and Yellens and little Jack O'Sullivan, whereas now they've got a different look midfield and they're trying new things.
Yeah, well, Mimo and Jorgens are probably the two because they're such neat kicks. They're trying to take the game on going back to the middle, and this is the ground that really allows you to do it, I feel, because you're kicking it from the boundary and hitting the centre circle, whereas some of the bigger grounds, it's sort of a kick and a half to two kicks to get to that centre where you want to transition the ball across the other side of the ground. So that's probably why they're really playing it like that today, and with those guys rolling through the middle as well who can actually kick the footy so well.
Around the grounds, Mr. Stove's Pool World. Yarrawonga lead 28 to the Raiders 1. Cora Rutherglen trail the Murdoch Alpine Saints 5-3-33 to the Roos 3 straight 18. Lavington lead the Wangaratta Magpies 4 straight to 2-6 with a 1-goal buffer. And the Wangaratta Rovers have hit the front despite North Albury kicking the first 2 goals of the game. At quarter time, they lead 3-1-19 to North Albury 2-2-14. Here at the Albury Sports Ground, 21 plays 16. A really exciting start here into the first term. And Armo, I suppose the challenge for the Wodonga Bulldogs is to maintain this level of pressure and this style of football for 4 quarters.
Yeah, and that's always the challenge. I think they can. I think I've been watching them a little bit over the course of the year, and they have been able to maintain it, which has kept them in games of footy. Back to what Scotty said about that inboard kick, it's high risk, high reward, isn't it? If it comes off, you can get it inside your front half. It's just making sure they pick the right times to do it and not overcorrect it and do it all the time.
So just waiting for a few spectators, the last of them to get off the ground here at the Albury Sports Ground. Second term's about to get underway. The Bulldogs kicking to the Norriel Park end and the Tigers to the Botanic Garden end on the left of your screen. For Jaco Albury Wodonga, Scott Montgomery as the second term on OMFNL Live.
As Driscoll and Muller do battle again. Oh, what a tap from Muller, but it doesn't find anyone. Noah Bradshaw's first on it. Little don't argue. A little bit high, but the umpire said play on. Finds its way to Greenhill, and that's a bit off the side of the boot. Going towards half forward now. Gilmore's the first there for the Tigers. Goes backwards, gets around, an easy tackle from Mimo. Nice little short kick, finds Carroll. And the Tigers have started well to get this ball back.
Carroll attacks the corridor. Garlett, well read. Timed his jump to perfection in front of Matt Wilson. Plays on quickly in the Walker direction. Good jukes. Got a good piece of it, just couldn't bring it down. Nice tackle applied by Quaid. Jacob Conlon, like a battering ram, feeds the ball back to Powell. Powell on the right boot. Kicks towards grass. It's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Bring the ball back into play. 15 metres out from the Albury Tigers. Goal Armo for the Newmarket.
G. Morrison's good defender. He got the slip then. He was looking the wrong way, but his ability to make up ground was excellent.
Ball gets tossed in the forward pocket. Driscoll just bodies Conlon. Wins the tap. Gets out the back. Jorgensen fumbles it now. King on the snap. Oh, good smother. Gets it back to King. Kelly now around the body. Just high up and under. Umpire says play on. Punched. Finds its way to Mimo. Now it's to Bradshaw, who's breaking the defensive 50. I don't know what sort of kick that is. It's like an outside of the boot. But it's found a teammate. I think Gilmore needed to yell a bit harder. But Cassidy's taking the chest mark at half forward for the Dogs.
Fortune favours the bold as Cassidy kicks inside 50. One-on-one contest. Miller and Unthank. In fact, Cassidy. No, it's Miller. And Unthank, who's becoming one of the better young defenders in the competition. Armo, he's that great mid-size. He's got a lot of strength and can play on big and tall opponents. He's really starting to assert some dominance in the game.
He is. Those players who can play tall or small are really valuable, aren't they?
Worth their weight in gold. Ball's in dispute. 10 metres in from the chalk. Will ball the footy up. So interesting ball movement there, Monty, from the Bulldogs getting the ball out
of Bradshaw, I don't know if he knew what he wanted to kick, did he? And just went with an outside of the boot banana.
It was effective. Johnson won the tap for the Bulldogs. The ball's going to go out of bounds here, assisted by Mayfi. And it's going to be a boundary throw in front of the historic scoreboard here at the Tigerland. Bring the ball back into play 40 metres out from Bulldog goal, Monty.
And it's actually working at the moment, Gussie, that historic scoreboard. The ball gets tossed in. Out the back, no one really wins the tap. Gill, great little handball to Miller. Miller around the body, goes to the top of the square. Conlon and Winter Irving do battle. Noah Bradshaw's the first there. Bumped off it by Gilmore. Oh, what a win that is from Hamish Gilmore. Gets a handball to Charlie McGrath. Handball over the top looking for Gaynor. Gill's going to pursue him here, and so's Jorgensen. Are they going to give it out of the bounds? No. Gets it on the boot, down the line, but chopped off by Driscoll for the Dogs. And they're going to go inside 50 again here.
Oh, good looking kick. Bit too much for Miller. Cassidy in board. Matt Wilson shimmies and shakes, finds a bit of space, darts the eyes in the pocket. Good contest. Well done, Michael Duncan. In a bit of trouble, got rid of it in the nick of time. Burn. He got poleaxed for the second time by Kyle Winter Irving. And after all that, the ball's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And the Albury Tigers are remonstrating with big Kyle Armo.
Yeah, this is Wodonga's DNA here looks really, really consistent. So they need to hold this level of intensity in their front half, and they're really playing good footy at the moment.
Ball tossed in the half-forward flank for the Dogs. Muller just takes it out of the ruck. That's holding the footy 3 years ago. But we'll have a repeat stoppage. And he gets taken around by the smallest man and the biggest man for the Dogs in Maythi and Driscoll. Muller and Driscoll go at it again. I like the way Driscoll's trying to ruck, trying to jump into Muller, not really wrestle with him. As Unthank goes at the outside of that left boot. He's going to find a target in King, who just battles hard to get there, rolls straight away. Noah Bradshaw read that perfectly, spoiled it. Now it's Liam Andrews who just gets it on the boot. A lot of scrappy kicks going backwards and forwards here. Unthank gets a hand on it. Cassidy's the first there for the Dogs. Ball still thumbing around. It's Unthank again with a great kick. He flies Fetcher Carroll. No one around him, but he falls over. He's got in the centre of the ground. And here go the Tigers.
Duncan, the handball just sat in the air, too much for him. The Bulldogs defended it well, Armo, but that's a coach killer from the Albury Tigers.
Yeah, he had to take the mark though, so he didn't want to go to ground obviously, but their pressure at Wodonga is still at a high level. It's great.
4.5 gone for NZ. Been a hot start to the third term as Muller on the right, inside 50. Garlett trying to protect the grass. Walker left it behind. Well done, Connor Brodie, defensively for the Bulldogs. Free kick. The non-officiating umpires found a leg here. It's a trip or a kicking in danger. Might be a kicking in danger. Matt Wilson's going to be the recipient for Wodonga. In the back pocket. Attacks the corridor, centre half back. Well done, Andrews. Now on to Mathy. This is Josh. On the right boot, edge of the centre square. Kicks to half forward. Miller's looking evasive. Needs the ball to sit for him. Gets a good bounce. Wrong side for a right footer, so he swivels. Opens up the corridor to Jorgensen. Elite vision from Tom Miller to open up the fat side, and Adam Jorgensen will kick 25 metres out, call it directly in front.
How good was that from Miller? Just the way he was able to get back to the footy first and then knew he wasn't going to be able to have a good shot on goal with that right foot running towards the boundary and was able to double back and found Jorgensen, who's working so hard to find space.
Yeah, he fought team first, didn't he, which is set him up here.
Really important kick here. This to give the Dogs the lead for the first time this afternoon. Adam Jorgensen to the Norriel Park end, right foot kick is beautiful. It's a Petters Albury play that from the Wodonga Bulldogs, and it's through the big sticks. Adam Jorgensen kicks a much needed goal, and the Wodonga Bulldogs, they've hit the front.
Wodonga's set up behind the footy is really solid at the moment. They're winning their one-on-ones, which is important. It's giving them that drive from half back. And Matthew's ability to take the grass in front of him then and get it inside his front half is really important.
He's been good today, Josh Mathy. He hasn't had high numbers, but what he's done has been really, really good. And yeah, Adam Jorgensen, his work rate is right up there at the moment for the Wodonga Bulldogs. The midfield battle is so big at the moment.
Yeah, they've got to be mindful now, Wodonga. Isaac will start grabbing this out of the ruck more, so they've really got to watch that.
As Muller gets a tap backwards. Yellen's there, but Muller goes and gets it. Oh, Kelly misses Garlett way too hard with the handball. Garlett goes back and get it. That's what we want to see from Jeffy. Duncan dispossessed straight away. That's an half forward. Yellen gets it on the boot to the top of the goal square. Miller versus Unthank. Miller out the back, takes a mark, plays on. Sunjan goal today to Tommy Miller. And the Dogs, 2 in a row within a minute, gives them a 7-point lead. 4-4-26 to 3-3-21.
Really good football there from the Bulldogs, Armo. And Tom Miller hasn't played much football as a forward, but he's proving to be a really difficult matchup inside forward 50.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it, would you? He's reading the flight of the footy and the drop of the ball really well. He looks like a forward that has played there a lot of football. They're winning the contested battle, though, Wodonga. We haven't got stats in front of us, but it's really interesting. 2 totally different styles of football in terms of Albury are probably a little bit more slick when they do get out in space. Where Wodonga are really winning the ground ball battle and the contested battle, and they've hit the front.
Elliot Powell must be carrying some form of an injury because he's playing as a deep full forward. And
do we think it's to do with that neck from 2 weeks ago?
It'd have to be, wouldn't it? And Garlett's immersed into the midfield. So the Albury Tigers might look to pull that lever at some stage. I know Elliot will be making a lot of suggestions to the coaching staff to get him in there.
Not nice lever, I don't reckon.
Muller won the tap, trying to find Gaynor. Nice work from Mimo as the ball comes out the back of the pack for the Dogs. Soroczynski via Yelland. Soroczynski on to Andrews. He's going to take some grass here, take a bounce, then use that booming left boot. Kicks to centre half forward. Johnson the target, but Lucas Conlon. The Newmarket Hotel, Mark Arman, that is his bread and butter, Lucas Conlon.
Yeah, he pulled the trigger too early to come back inboard. They need to go to space, go to grass. If they go to grass, they'll win that ground ball battle, as I keep saying.
Garlett now, still in the back 50 for the Tigers. Goes sideways to Gilmore. Gilmore, nice little tricky kick off the instep, finds Byrne. Front of the Albury bench. Goes down the line towards Sears. It's a beautiful kick, finds him. Plays on straight away to Sears. Gets told to stop, and he does. Now he goes short to Muller. Muller's got a few options, and it's not the one he wanted to go to because Jack Matthey's done well. He's chopped it off for the Dogs at centre-half back, and he's going to roll around straight away and get moving for the Dogs.
Gill marks. A little bit of pressure came to him from Packer, but he mopped it up nicely. Gill. Fluoro green boots, won't miss him. Kicks to a one-on-one. Miller. Looks like Gilmore's gone to Miller now. Bit of a change in the matchup. Unthank on hands and knees. Now on to Gilmore. Handballs over the top. Sean Daly, the co-coach. Big tackle applied from Michael Driscoll, and the Bulldogs will win a free kick here.
Their frontal pressure was excellent then, wasn't it, Bulldogs?
And
a 50. So this will bring Driscoll within shooting range. Can only assume it's for back chat to the umpire, and this is an opportunity for the Bulldogs to kick 3 in a row, Armo.
Yeah, and all teams, when they come to Albury, they know they need to stop that handball game of Albury's, and the way you do that is you be really brave defensively, and instead of retreating in your defence, you come forward and make them make mistakes, and they did really well there, Wodonga.
He's a good kick, Monty, but is he a booming kick? He's going to have to kick it from 50.
I'm backing him for distance. Michael
Driscoll, right foot kick. Distance on a worry, accuracy it was across the face to the right-hand side for a minor score. 4-5-29 the Bulldogs, the Albury Tigers 3-3-21 at the 10-minute mark for NZ.
And that's a CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Trades the Dogs really getting going in this second quarter. As Conlon from fullback just going to go straight up the middle towards Big Izzy, who's going to help out. Driscoll just gets a fist on it. Here comes Jeffy Garlett, breaks through, sat beautifully. He's got Powell on a one-on-one inside 50, and he goes that way. Powell picked up, handball to Daly. Daly gets a quick kick towards King, but it's not his best, and it's chopped off by Morrison. They went end to end there with one kick, really, and they looked absolutely dangerous, Albury, when they get out into space like that.
They certainly do. Just not really getting their forward line to gel just yet, Armo, for the Newmarket Hotel. They've got so many stars down there, but yet to click into gear.
Yeah, they are, and I think credit has to go to Wodonga in the way they're covering off their opponents. They're making them make some kicks they normally wouldn't have to try.
Oof. Andrew's kick's been given out of bounds on the full. Jack Matthey's not thrilled with that. Ball's in the hands of Gaynor. He goes for a low Chisler. Tiziani dropped it, regathered, handballed over the top. Nice shake and bake from Gaynor as he kicks inside 50 to a contest. 3-on-1. The Bulldogs have the 3 and they prevail. Well done by Morrison. Greenhill looked like a deer in the headlights then, wrapped up in a big tackle. The Albury Tigers survive a bit of a scare and a poor kick inside from 50. They'll ball the football up. Monty right in front of the netball courts here at the Albury Sports Ground. 21 plays 29. The Bulldogs lead the Tigers thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
11 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock. King, little handball towards Gaynor. He's going to step this one out. No, he's been pinged. He's stiff there. I thought the boundary line might have saved him. Empire says no, that doesn't save you here. Jakey, sorry. It's going to be a free kick to Mimo. In the back pocket for the Dogs. He's going to go short towards Bradshaw. He's had a fair bit of it today. That's Noah. He's been one of the Dogs' best. I reckon he'll be leading their BNF by quite a way at the moment. Goes inboard. It's a brave kick again. Finds Wortman, who just keeps going with it. He has a teammate in O'Neill who can give a handball to Wilson. No, he goes with a short kick, and Wilson, oh, well done, McGrath, got up. He's going to stop the ball here. Wilson goes inboard, finds Morrison, who goes straight away to O'Neill. O'Neill the handball to Venturoni. Venturoni wheels around. He's going to go inside 50 to the top of the goal square. Miller's dangerous again. Just couldn't quite take it there. Unthanks there for the Tigers. Miller tackles him. We're going to have a ball up at the top of the goal square. Great transition footy again from the Dogs. Mark Arman for 40 winks.
Yeah, they're really making the ground big now on them, aren't they? And their ability to find the open target forward of the footy is really, between the arcs, is really important for Wodonga.
Duncan won it from the clearance. And the ball goes out of bounds in front of the scoreboard here at the Tigerland.
So that's what they're all trying to do, is on offense they're trying to make it big, and on defense they're trying to make it really, really skinny for them. And Wodonga are playing both sides of the ball excellent.
Only piece of the puzzle Wodonga were missing there was a big key forward to clunk that ball. Snap from the top of the goal square, came from Mimo. Gainer's there, got some defensive work to do. The Dogs just try and burrow their way through. They're going to want another stoppage here. Ball spills out. Gaynor, he's so good in these passages, kicks out wide, and Tiziani takes a really good forwards mark. He's led well up the ground. Marks adjacent, or on the junction, I should say, from defensive 50. He's going to kick out wide. Nice switch kick opening up here. Unthanked for the Albury Tigers. On the left, wants to kick long and wide, and the ball's in the hands of Lucas Conlon.
He's got some runners, Conlon, and he uses one now in Gilmore of the handball received. Gilmore on the boot straight away towards King. What can he do, King? He gets propped straight away by Andrews. Great defensive work again by the Dogs. They transitioned really well to the other side of the ground. As King goes short to Carroll. Carroll's got an option in the middle of the ground. It's Duncan who's worked his way from half back. He's got Byrne on the overlap, but he goes, no, I'm going to kick it inside 50 instead, and he does towards Tiziani. Great defence from Morrison comes to ground. Jackson Kelly, well crumbed on the outside of the boot. Kelly to the goal square. Walker takes a grab. No. Umpire says play on. Oh, wow. I was about to go if that was going to be an elite body and paint mark of the day, but the umpire said, nope, I'm not going to pay that one, boys. So he ruined it for me, Gussie.
It was elite body and paint, almost mark of the day, I reckon, Monty. We'll thank the sponsors.
Don't know what else you're supposed to do when you take a mark.
We've seen a few of those.
He might have been getting the one back for Elliott, what he shouldn't have
maybe.
Footy karma will ball the footy up. Sean Daly in the ruck. Yes, you heard that right. Sean Daly in the Albury Tigers 22 this afternoon. The Tigers trail the Dogs 29-21 here on CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Bulldogs in the last line of defence. Andrews on the left boot, pumps it long, and Jacob Conlon, I should say, sitting a kick behind the plane. I reckon he's almost within range here.
Muller's got to get out of the way so that he can roll around quicker there, I reckon.
He's going to have to. I reckon he's going to back himself in here, Armo. He's going to have to kick this one 52, 53 metres.
Yeah, he's probably got it in him.
Doesn't look like there's much wind to talk about to help him, but
he's a booming kick of the football. He'll arc around.
Yeah.
You're going to have to kick it on a 45-degree angle, 53 metres, I reckon, to the Botanic Garden end. This to bring the margin back to a point. Oof. He opts to centre it. I reckon it might have come off the side of the boot. Big fly from Andrews. Sean Daly taps it towards space. Tiziani got taken high. Big tackle. Umpire's going to call for the football and ball it up. Top of the goal square.
Wasn't his best effort, Conlon, was it? I reckon he was going for goal.
They've got to get some numbers outside their D50 here, Wodonga.
Ball just falls to the ground. Sean Daly, he's been big with a couple of moments. Goes to Mail. Tackled straight away. As we quickly go around the grounds, thanks to Mr. Stove's pool world. Gussie?
Yeah, North Albury by a point, and Sam Murray hasn't left the forward 50. He's being tagged by Fletcher Ramage.
I love seeing that. As running through was Powell. Tackle straight away. He's going to be pinged. Free kick to the Dogs in the back pocket. It's going to go the way of Driscoll.
Just got an update. He's now on ball. Always the way it
Pounder
goes.
A bit slow there.
5-point lead to Lavington over the Wangara Magpies too, Monty.
That's a big one down there too, isn't it? As this ball is just going to find its way to about 80 from goal, and we'll have a boundary throw in at the Botanic Gardens end of the ground.
Armo, what are you seeing for the Newmarket Hotel?
There's a bit of a stalemate in the game at the moment, isn't there? It's stoppage after stoppage, so they need to open this game up.
Free kick to Muller.
For a ruck infringement?
Yeah, a bit high. I think Driscoll tried to just grab hold, and he's got a bit high in the face, so right call there from the umpire.
Jacob Conlon's, he probably thought the free kick was his. Muller's going to opt to use him by hand. Wants to bring it onto the right side. Inside 50 goes Jacob Conlon. Big pack. And Ollie Greenhill has taken a really good mark. The captain for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Used Andrews as a bit of a step ladder, didn't he?
Certainly did. Brings the ball out to Driscoll. This is the kick armour that's let Wodonga down on a few occasions, this transition kick from defence into offence.
It has, and I like this run and create. They've got to create something into the back half, which they have done now.
Mimo
Love
opts
it.
to use the handball. Soroczynski right in front of our broadcast position. Opts to centre the ball. Good looking kick. Mark has been taken. Jack Mathy on to Mimo. Mimo kicks the grass, trying to find a teammate. Bradshaw. Great footy from the Wodonga Bulldogs, and Noah Bradshaw will kick 25 metres out directly in front. Armo, what a passage of play.
Yeah, great passage of play. I think they identified they need to get some tempo in the game. Albury had them in their back half, so they needed to run and create a bit of overlap, which they've done.
How good was Cade Mimo in that passage?
Gives him so much.
Just started to take off, gave a handball, got involved a couple of times, and just that option inside 50. Jack Mathy, great hands, gave another handball, and Noah Bradshaw just a little bit too strong for Tyke Wade.
This for a 14-point lead. Noah Bradshaw salutes. The Bulldogs have kicked 4 in a row here on O&M Live, and Noah Bradshaw kicks his first. The margin's out to 14 points thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. Didn't see this one coming, Armo, thanks to the Newmarket Hotel.
No, I didn't, and I suppose it's a good lesson for all of us. Footy changes a lot over the years, but the one thing that will never change is that want and that hunger for the contest. And Wodonga are renowned for that over the years, but they've really brought their A game today in that space.
Geez, just their defensive efforts have been fantastic today. Whether it's in the defensive end or their forward line pressure, it's been really high. And even around the stoppages too, I think that they're just working the Albury players in and under a little bit too much, and they're finding the free space on the outside. As we spoke about Jacob Conlon before, he's gone into the middle here, Gussie, so a bit of a move.
I don't mind it. Clearly, Powley's not able to play on ball today because they're trying Jeff Garlett, Jacob Conlon, they're trying all other options.
As Muller wins that tap easy, but Noah Bradshaw gets the shark and goes inside 50. He's had a great start to the second quarter. Lucas Conlon over the top now for the Tigers. Gives a handball sideways to Duncan. Goes with a little chiseler towards Mail. Mail tackled straight away, dispossessed. Cassidy taps it to Noah Bradshaw. Ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in here just in front of the Albury bench.
What do Albury need to do, Armo, for the Newmarket Hotel, just to bring back some scoreboard ascendancy here?
They need to get their hands dirty at ground level. They're outworking in Wodonga at ground level in the contested space, and they've got a real appetite, Wodonga, at the moment, and I think Albury need to really assess if they really, really want to get their hands dirty.
We'll ball the footy up in front of our broadcast position. Muller certainly on top of the ruck, but the Wodonga Bulldogs looking to do a bit more damage. Free kick here? No, out of bounds for a boundary throw, and we spoke about it in the pre-game about Isaac Muller's ruck work, Monty, but on two occasions, Noah Bradshaw, as you mentioned, has been sharking it at the back of the stoppage. The Albury midfielders got to get on the same page as Isaac.
I don't know if it's Isaac tapping in the wrong area or the midfield because they haven't been there, and Noah Bradshaw's reading it perfectly every time. As Will Bradshaw now goes inside 50 for the Dogs. Lucas Conlon, he's been the one standing up back there. Just fumbled that one. Went to Irving. Nice little handball to Jorgensen. Jorgensen around the corner. He likes it off the boot. Sunjan goal of the day. Adam Jorgensen. That's number 2 for Jorgie. That's the Dogs' 6-5-41. 3-3-21 is the Albury Tigers on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
I haven't got the stats here, but I think the majority of their goals, it feels like, has come from balls in momentum and at ground level. So, again, it's just that want and that willingness to get dirty at ground level is really holding Wodonga in good stead here.
The Albury Tigers haven't kicked a goal, Armo, since the 15-minute mark of the first term. So we've almost played half an hour of football, and they've struggled to hit the scoreboard. Wodonga in a bit of a purple patch, 5 on the trot. They need to find a way not only to bring the margin back, but almost going a bit of a damage control ahead of half-time.
Yeah, so they need to find a few marks around the ground and get the speed out of it for a few minutes.
As Armo said for the Newmarket Hotel, look for Muller to take it out of the ruck as he did just there. Sean Daly hands the Gainer. Gainer to 55, kicks on goal. This to bring back some momentum. It's across the face. The Albury Tigers forwards look at Jake Gainer and point, and maybe a hit-up option might have been the one there, Armo.
Yeah, definitely. In the first quarter, they were doing that. But Wodonga have got the game in their terms now, and Albury seem to be rushing the disposal a bit.
Daly and Driscoll go at it. Mail picks it up, tackled straight away by Will Bradshaw. One thing I was going to say, scores from stoppage, I reckon, today has been massive for Wodonga, which is normally a real highlight for Albury's game. So their midfield battle is definitely going the way of the Dogs at the moment. Noah Bradshaw is leading the way for them. As the ball just fumbles around inside 50 still, Sean Daly goes and picks it up.
And you touched on it before, Scotty. Even if you have a look now, they're owning the outside space, Wodonga. They're winning the contested battle, but they're not having too many numbers to the footy.
As Muller gets that tap, falls the way of Jake Gaynor. Just couldn't be clean. Jackson Kelly. Handball across to Charlie McGrath. He's got lots of time and space. Snaps it around the body. It's going to go through for a minor score. 3-4-22 the Tigers. 6-5-41 the Dogs. And the CMB truck and bus scoreboard. And we're going 22 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock.
Andrews kicks out from full-back. Goes to Morrison. Looks like the Wodonga back 6 are really trying to press high up the ground here, Armo.
Yeah, they are. They're all coming up with the football.
So playing a really brave attacking brand of football, the Dogs. Mimo being good today. Assisted by Michael Duncan across the boundary line.
I think Wodonga have found a really good balance between holding onto the ball and using their targets, and also going a bit more faster when they need to and a bit erratic. So they've found a really good balance between when to do that and when not to do it.
Looks like Max Burns got the job here on Conlon. Too much speed for Connor Brodie. Got mowed down but just kicked in the nick of time. Gaynor had to be clean. Sorochinski was hot on his heels. Swoops on top of the football. And Gaynor would love to have his time again there running into space. He would have loved to have clunked that one.
Had a lot of space in front of him. Probably could have kept going, couldn't he? I had to dodge one opponent as Muller gets that tap towards Kelly. Feeds it backwards towards Duncan now. True centre wing, far side. Duncan around the corner, goes to Quaid. Just gets held up straight away. As we spoke about, Wodonga coming out of the line and defending quite well. This time it was Sorochinski to stop Quaid's run. Quaid now goes inside 50 for a long kick, looking for Walker. It's a heap of Wodonga bodies there. They're getting back and helping as Andrew's going to pick this one up. Go straight to the boundary line as we go around the ground for Mr. Stowe's forward.
Wangaratta 3-10-28 to Lavington 5-2-32. The Rovers are starting to kick away. Ed Damon's kicked a goal, and the Rovers move to 5-3-33 to North Albury 4-2-22. And Yarrawonga comfortably in front of the Raiders, as are the Alpine Saints on the Roos. So 23 minutes gone here at the Albury Sports Ground for NZ. Ball comes back into play. Well done by Charlie Morrison. Goes for a torpedo punt. Gains some yardage, but is straight into the breadbasket of Lucas Conlon. He's going to look to kick the centre half forward, trying to find a marking option. Courage from the Wodonga back six. Wortman did well at centre half forward for the Albury Tigers. Umpire's called for a stoppage and will ball the footy up. It's a booming kick of the football, Lucas Conlon.
He is, isn't he? And he just looks straight to the hot spot. He turned it over there, but goes the other way for the Dogs. And they're defending so well, Wodonga, that you just don't know where their next mark inside 50 is coming from. As the ball just fumbles around. Jorgensen taken high, yes, gets the free kick. On the halfback flank for the Dogs. He's going to go wide, looking for a running Miller, and he's hit him too. It's a beautiful kick. Miller can run on with it. There's only Aubrey in front of him, so he stops and props, goes back to Bradshaw. Gives a handball back towards Miller. It's not a kind bounce. He's going to look to go back to Noah. Oh, not a kind bounce again. Zach Sears just gets a toe poke. Sean Daly's the one that's come up to help. Finds Mail now on true centre winger. Goes down the line looking for Conlon. Conlon used the body beautifully. Gets out the back. Sits very well for him. 3-on-1. He's happy to just take that one out. Well played from Jacob Conlon. And we'll have a throw in right on the junction of the 50 and the boundary line at the Albury end of the ground.
In the battle for the Wooden Spoon, North Melbourne trail Richmond by a point, Monty.
That's all right. We're like good finishes.
Good finishes. Muller wrestling in the ruck, won the tap. Fletcher Carroll, handballs back. Kelly for the Albury Tigers. Great vision inboard to McGrath. Well done, Mimo. Got there and just got a fingertip on that. It saves a certain shot on goal. And they're the little things Wodonga are doing so well, Armo, for the Newmarket.
They are. Their coaching staff will be so happy with that. And those are the things that they'll be bringing up at half-time.
As Muller out of the ruck again, just gets it on the boot. Morrison one-on-one. Has a win there. Oh, you're in trouble, Liam. Liam Andrews caught hold of the footy. Jeffy Garlett put the forward pressure on. He's going to get the free kick 15 metres out on a bit of an angle. But this should be no issues for the former AFL player.
They needed this, didn't they?
Absolutely, and that's what they need. A bit of a spark inside 50. Can Jeffy be the one to provide it? Garlett just around the body. Has he got it back enough? He likes it. He gives a fist pump through the middle. That's the fourth for the Tigers. Jeffy's first for the day. 4-4-28. Wodonga are 6-5-41 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard, and we've gone 26 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock.
That was a bit of a gift. They had the outnumber around that aerial contest, Wodonga, and that's one thing they've been doing excellent, is getting outnumbers to the fall of the ball, but Jeffy come out of nowhere then.
All of a sudden the margin's back to 13 points, just to give that real mental edge to the Albury Tigers. They really needed that one after the Wodonga Bulldogs have been the dominant team for the most of this second term.
Broke 5 in a row from the Dogs, so they needed it.
For Janko Albury Wodonga, Muller up against Driscoll in the ruck. Muller won the tap, well sharked by Mayfi. Muller's doing his own dirty work, then got it onto Gaynor, who's lifted. As the siren sounds, a really entertaining first half here on O&M Live. Sees the Wodonga Bulldogs lead by 13 points. 6-5-41 the Dogs to the Albury Tigers. 4-4-28 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Stick with us on O&M Live. The Elders Albury halftime show coming your way next on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Zero 0.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome back to O&M Live, the halftime show. Thanks to Elders Rural, Gus McLeod, Scott Montgomery, and Mark Armand on O&M Live debut. It's been a good start from Armo, Monty.
Hasn't been bad. Normally a bit lame first up, but he's been all right today, actually.
Scores around the grounds. The Bulldogs, they lead the Albury Tigers 41-28, following a 5 goals in a row. 4-1 second term. The Albury Tigers just squeezed one back via Jeff Garlett. Some around the grounds in the other games. The Raiders trail 0-4-4 to Yarrawonga 12-6-78. Myrtleford 11-5-71 to Cora Rutherglen 4 straight 24. Lockie Murphydale has 7 at half time.
Make a change, please, Steve Owen.
Make a change, and I'll tell you what, if Lockie Murphydale is showing he was chomping at the bit to get back, nothing else will. A horribly inaccurate Wangaratta Magpies 4-11-35 have just hit the front on the eve of half-time against Lavington 5-3-33. And the Rovers trail by a point, 5-3-33 to 5-4-34. So a really close game down the road at the WJ Finlay Oval.
How nervous will Panda be?
Very.
Again. 2 weeks in a row.
Armo, what do you put the Wodonga Bulldogs' second-term dominance down to? Talk us through some elements of the game that they did well.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when you're watching games like this, you're trying to look for tactical stuff, but the more and more I watch Wodonga, it's just their want and their hunger and desire. There's some aspects to it where structurally they're outnumbering at the contest. Wherever you look, it's the old Lee Matthews theory about more players in the TV screen. Whenever you look around, whether it goes inside Albury's front half, they've got a 2v1 in the air, they've got a 3v2 or 3v1 on the ground. It's the same in Wodonga's front half. So that suggests to me that Wodonga are working a lot harder right across the ground. And as I said before, footy will change a lot, but the one thing that won't change is just that want and that work rate to get a result.
As you were talking about, they're working harder around the ground. We saw a couple of times Albury try to transition by going back and around, and by the time they got back to half forward, all the Wodonga defensive line had got across and really shut down their movement, so they had to then hold up and then wait. And Wodonga seemed to still have numbers in front of the footy more so than Albury did. So I don't know where the work rate from the forwards and the mids are, but it's just not the same as what Wodonga's doing at the moment for Albury.
No, it's not. And on this ground, it's not like most grounds where if you do pull width and length, it is a lot harder to shift from the fat side of the ground defensively, get behind. Where on this ground, if you don't go with some speed once you switch that footy and the opposition works really hard, they can get behind the footy, and that's why I think it's really important on this ground you take the corridor. And Wodonga have done that, and I think we said in the first half or the first quarter, they turned a few over early, but they were really brave and they kept at it.
I think we spoke about in the pre-game how Wodonga will go through the middle by foot, which they have, and normally Albury go through the middle by hand. I reckon Elliot Power not being able to go through the middle of the ground today has stopped that, because he's that guy that breaks the lines and he gets that handball receive. You see him break centre so much here, and he's the guy kicking inside 50, but with him not there, Jake Gaynor hasn't been able to be explosive like we've seen him. Jeff Garlett's done it a couple of times, but not enough. It's more like a Hamish Gilmore we've seen do it today for him, which isn't the guy you probably want the footy in his hands of breaking centre.
No, that's right, and it's the knock-on effect of not having Elliot through the middle for more minutes is it puts too much workload onto those guys you mentioned. The other thing Elliot does is he changes the angles really well. He challenges defences, and when they're coming out of line, Wodonga, meaning they're coming frontal pressure, when they're running at a guy like Elliot, he just changes, dodges and weaves, and it really breaks down defences. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the second half with Elliot.
And I thought another element of that as well is it took Jake Gaynor probably until the 20-minute mark of the second term to really find himself into the game, and we know he's a similar player to Elliot Powell. He likes to break lines and be that aggressive on ball that carries the ball from the centre and be that kick inside forward 50, but without his partner in crime there and a lot of different on-ballers going through, we saw Conlon go through the middle, we saw Garlett go through the middle. They're all very different, so it's a matter of the Albury Tigers probably struggling to adapt to what's coming through their midfield.
And we're talking about work rate and the way they've been able to shift defensively and how quick Wodonga is shifting. Guys like Jacob Conlon aren't going to help that with Albury through the middle. He's there if they need a bigger body at stoppage, which is probably where they're getting beaten as well. We spoke about scores from stoppage. I feel for Wodonga has been through the roof, whereas for Albury, who are normally quite good at it, have been quite poor today.
Is it a smart coaching move putting someone like a Jacob Conlon on the ball when he doesn't have that defensive accountability at centre stoppage, particularly, Armo?
I wouldn't have thought so, but they've obviously done it for a reason. They know the intimate details of what they want and the mix they want in them better than us, but it doesn't look right now. The other thing we probably haven't mentioned is Milesy not being in the side. So they're just lacking some possession count between the arcs too, Albury. With Elliot playing more deep, he's not a high possession winner, but he still finds the footy 20 to 25 times. Milesy not being there, it's just put too much workload by the looks of it to some other players.
Another one we haven't mentioned is Jacob Page. I know he plays a really good defensive role, but on a day like today when there isn't a superstar midfielder, he gives them run and dash from either half-back, wing, through the middle. It's just another quality player they don't have today. So they are some troops down, but I just like to see some more from John O'Mail, who we know had such a good start to the year, was quick. Hasn't done much today. Charlie McGrath, who's an up-and-comer, but where's he been? Ollie Hayes, haven't called his name much, so need those bottom-end players to really pick up. Jackson Kelly's probably been his worst game for a month. I
don't reckon they're using him in the right position. I reckon it's going to get him on the ball and leave him there all day. Jackson Kelly, he's an out-and-out on ball. We know he's resting at half-back and half-forward, so I'd like to see that trigger pulled in the second half. Whilst the Wodonga Bulldogs have been really impressed. We spoke about him off air. What an inclusion he is. Cade Mimo, he is giving the Bulldogs something different when they go into the midfield. He's traditionally an outside player, but there was a great example of when there was a ball going inside defensive 50 and the defensive pressure that Mimo's providing, just getting a little fingertip in, and then on the flip side, what he's doing running in waves forward, he's giving the Bulldogs a spark.
Yeah, he definitely is, and I think more broadly is that they've come with a real clear plan, Wodonga, and I think they've all bought into it, and you can see the way they're running forward of the footy and defensively. Guys like him have really, really taken it on, and he does give them a different look in the middle part of the ground.
I just spoke about buying in. I think there's 22 players out there for Wodonga who are really doing everything they can to try and win this game, whereas at the moment I think there's probably 5 or 6 only in the Albury side that are really pulling their weight.
And that's a really good point you make there, Monty. You spoke about probably the bottom 6 players of the Albury Tigers needing to lift. I look at guys in the bottom 6 of the Wodonga Bulldogs. Jack Mayfield has done some really important things. Soroczynski has stepped up. Reece Venturoni, he's an in and out player, and he's been a different option inside forward.
He kicked a goal, could have had 2 goal assists, but Adam Jorgensen stuffed that one up in the first quarter, so he's been absolutely fantastic.
How do you rate the back 6 of the Wodonga Bulldogs at present? Because in the pre-game, all our talk was around Walker, Tiziani, Jacob Conlon's in the lineup, and the Bulldogs said, hold my beer. Charlie Morrison, Liam Andrews, Greenhill's playing a really good job, and I think Connor Brodie's playing a pretty serviceable game down back too.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Twitty said to him at quarter time, because I felt their front half, Albury's had too much space in the first quarter, and it didn't allow the Wodonga players to help their teammates, where after quarter time, they were really brave defensively, and they were outnumbering in the air and on the ground. So I'd be interested to see if that was a directive, just to be braver, boys, and go help your teammate.
And I reckon with Conlon coming up, it kind of helped that, because then all of a sudden Morrison wasn't on at all, or one of the keys, and was able to just play that third man up a couple of times, wasn't he? And he won a couple of really big battles. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they structure up Albury in their front half in the second half, because I just feel they're all on top of each other. They need a bit of space, and as you said, in the first quarter it looked like they had that, but in that second quarter they're on top of each other and just collapsed. And yeah, the Wodonga defence was able to defend it so much easier.
Yeah, a part of that too is that midfield battle, isn't it? Like, if it's coming out of that midfield for Albury's end, to Albury's end with some real flow, it doesn't matter who's defending you, it's hard to defend, but they're making it a real dogfight in there. So the ball coming out for Albury's got pressure on it. So the kicks are a little bit higher, weighted a little bit more, allowing time for defensive coverage.
Halftime show for Elders Rural here on O&M Live. The inclusion of Tom Miller to the Wodonga Bulldogs and going forward looks to be an interesting one, and they've changed the matchup on him at least twice, Armo, if not 3 times, and it's probably a matchup that the Albury Tigers coaching staff didn't really prepare for, with him going inside forward 50. The first time we've seen him play as an out-and-out forward this year, and he's caused a few headaches. Yeah,
and I love watching players who don't normally play in a part of the ground. Obviously their coaches will see stuff that we don't see week to week, and you say he hasn't played there a lot, but I think we all agree when it goes in there, he looks like a forward. He's really planting his feet really strong. He's getting his hips under his defensive opponent's hips, and he's reading the flight of the football really well. So it's a really good move.
What are some of the messages you reckon that respective coaches are saying at halftime? I'd imagine they'd be chalk and cheese.
Absolutely. If I'm Twitty, I'm like, we cannot drop our pressure, because that's the thing that's got us in this position. If we waver a little bit on how much we want to invest in this second half, Aubrey's going to come out and go bang. So we just need to continue buying in, doing what we're doing, because it's working. Well, for Sean Daly, I'd be nearly tearing the paint off the walls, because I'd be letting them know, nearly reading the riot act, that there's 5 or 6 spots on the line here, because you've got guys like O'Hara, Page, a couple other from injury coming back. Yeah, there's going to be some spots on the line, I think.
Yeah, I think this is why he should have coached more, Gussie, Scotty, because I read it exactly the same. I think if I was Sean, I'd be more going a little bit old school, and and challenging a few of the leaders, challenging a few of the middle part of your list to actually, what's this mean to you right now? Where if I was Twitty, I'd be reiterating what looks good for him. As a coach, you just want to, from the get-go, from the first bounce, you want to look at the first 5 minutes and go, does this look like how we planned it and how we look like at our best? And I think that's all Twitty will be saying. We look like how we want to look.
The live ladder has the Albury Tigers outside the 5 and 6 spot. So it's all in their court, and the second half is coming your way next on the other side of the break. The Bulldogs lead at halftime, 41-28 here on O&M Live. The Elders Rule halftime show is done and dusted, and stick with us. It's a big second half coming your way next on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Zero 0.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome back to O&M Live. The third term is about to get underway. 41 plays 28. The Dogs lead the Tigers. The Sherrans are lofting for the locker room at the SS&A. You were Scott Montgomery.
Muller and Driscoll go at it in the middle. Jorgensen with a great handball to Driscoll. To Bradshaw, tackled straight away. Well done, McGrath. And we're going to have a repeat stoppage. Still inside the centre square. There's Charlie McGrath. I said at halftime, I want to see a bit more from him, and that's a great way to start it. Muller gets a tap, goes and gets it himself. Tackled straight away by Driscoll and Noah Bradshaw. And we'll have another stoppage. 3 in a row here. Gussie, let's try and get one, please.
30 seconds gone for NZ. We're going to get one because there's a whistle and a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Bulldogs and Michael Driscoll.
No, Mathy.
Mathy. Unsure what for. Mathy in the centre circle for Wodonga Bulldogs. Kicks inside 50. 25 from home. Protecting the space was Cassidy. Well done by Zachariah Packer. And a man we wrapped up in the halftime show, Cade Mimo, applies a good tackle. Monty will ball it up 30 metres out from Bulldogs' goal.
It's going to be Johnson versus Muller this time. Muller is going to be a free kick paid by the out of area umpire, and no one really knows who it's going to go to. And I think Isaac maybe might be the one that's going to get it. Yes. Big Muller.
What for, Scott?
I don't know. I don't think either umpire knows either, just quietly. As Big Isaac goes towards centre wing, and it's a nice kick. Finds King, who's worked hard up the ground to get to this one. Gives it to the running Carroll. Carroll now looking at half forward. Oh, Morrison. That's brave. Really good positioning. Got out there and won the footy back for his team.
Dangerous handball. Bradshaw's in a world of trouble here. Will's gone, holding the ball. Albury Tigers will get it back. Jackson Kelly. He's going to go via hands. Zimmy King for the Albury Tigers on the left. Kicks to the hot spot. Contest forms. Well done, Garlett. But well done, Matt Wilson. Takes a really good intercept mark. Slingshots the football out to Noah Bradshaw, who's featured in the best players every game for the Wodonga Bulldogs this year. He'll feature very well, as Monty said earlier in the call. In there.
Do you reckon he could be a coach's pet?
He may be, but he's putting together a pretty good season.
Daniel was yours at Netterang, I reckon. And how long, mate? Come on.
I had a few of them.
If you kicked 100 goals every year, I don't think it's a bad excuse. King wrapped up Mimo. Umpires put the whistle away. Falls out the back. Bradshaw, there he is, the man we just spoke about. Onto his right boot. Kicking long down the line. Good contest. Well done, Lucas Conlon. Flew in bravely. Tigers have numbers at ground level. Unthank's got to be clean, but he's gone. Big crunching tackle from Tom Miller, the makeshift forward. And he might have just found himself a new position in the Bulldogs forward 50. Mark Armand for the Newmarket Hotel.
That's just absolutely identical of what's happening in the first half. Albury had an outnumber there. They had a 2v3 and Wodonga still won the ball back. So they've turned up after half-time, which they needed to do.
I don't reckon there was enough voice for Conlon to come back hard then. He should have really gone back and taken that mark because Unthank had done all the work on Miller to keep him out of it.
Dream start of the third term lies in the hands of Tom Miller. His right foot kick gets there. Sunjan goal today as Miller kicks his second, and the Bulldogs start the second half with a vengeance. 41 plays 28, make it 47 as the scoreboard updates. And what a dream start to the third term that is for the Wodonga Bulldogs, Armo.
Yeah, their work rate's still really high. Noah had a mark in the back pocket, ended up getting it on the far side of the ground after he kicked wide, so he really mowed it after he kicked the footy. So their intent's still there, which is really good for them.
19-point lead for the Dogs. Dream start to the third quarter just to give them that bit more breathing space. Gone nearly 4 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. He gets tossed up in the middle. Driscoll, nice tap. But Gaynor's the first there for Albury. He pops out now. Thought the umpire was about to blow the whistle. Muller and Mathy go out at the two number twos. But we're going to have a ball up right next to the centre circle, as no one could quite get that one out. So it goes straight up. Muller versus Driscoll. Driscoll's battled hard. It's fallen the way of Mathy. A little outside of the boot one towards Gill. Oh, what a pickup that is by Jorgensen. Great chase down by Kelly, but it still gets the kick inside to Jorgensen. Give that chopped off mark an assist to Kelly, who's holding a knee at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on that one as Lucas Conlon goes sideways in the back half towards Gilmore, who's going to give a handball to Unthank, and the Tigers are away in the D50.
Unthank, normally a good kick. That's okay. King got it on the half volley. True centre wing, clubroom side. Kicks down the line. Conlon. G's got good mitts out in front. Didn't break stride. Arcs around. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Garlett's there. Out the back. Sean Daly just missed his boot. The Tigers still have numbers. Garlett kicks out of midair and it lands in Walker's hands. Jeff Garlett just threw his left boot at it, and opportunistically it lands in the breadbasket of Matt Walker, 10-15 metres out, slight angle, Armo.
Yeah, you need a bit of luck at the time from time, don't you?
He plays on and kicks a goal.
And Kelly's just come from the ground with that knee you spoke of, Monty.
Kicks his second goal. Does Matt Walker. The margin comes back down to 13 points, and we'll keep an eye on Jackson Kelly. Monty, you saw that incident with Kelly. It didn't look great. A knee's never good.
It's just the way he was holding it too. The way he was holding it's not ideal. It was like it was out of place or something definitely went wrong in that tackle. It's a great run-down chase on Jorgensen, but yeah, just when he went to ground, might have done some damage.
I thought the best play out of all of that attacking build-up was the non-break of stride from Jacob Conlon, the way he clunks that ball out in front armour. He's probably the only player in the game that can do that.
At that speed and that strength. Years gone by, there was several players in the competition who done that, but he's one of the...
Tom Johnson used to do it quite well too, as someone who's playing today. As Muller gets the tap now, Will Bradshaw comes in off the wing. Powell's gone in the middle, hasn't been there all the first half, so they know it's danger signs now to the Tigers. The clearance for Wodonga, handball to Mimo. Mimo inside 50, sets sail for home. Cade Mimo kicks the goal. takes Albury to 53. The Tigers 34 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. And we've gone 6 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Matey in the middle is becoming really important as this game's wearing on, mate. His ability to know when to feed the handball out or just to get a quick kick to get field position is really important for him.
How good was that?
One thing the Albury Tigers have struggled with today is to stop that instant reply, haven't they? The Bulldogs have conceded a goal they wouldn't have liked to, a lucky one, and straight back down the other end to get one of their own.
Yeah, yep.
Really good play from the Bulldogs. They've come to play at the sports ground. Garlett wrapped up in a tackle. Matthew's down at hopefully just tucking his boot in.
On, yep.
So we'll bring the football back into play via a stoppage. Muller won the tap to grass. Well done, Garlett links up with Powell. Get him in the midfield, they said at half-time, and he kicks to Conlon. Muller, gain up, Powell, Conlon. 4 of the best of the Albury Tigers link up, and Jacob will have a set shot on a tight angle from about 30 metres out, Armo.
Yeah, and Elliot's ability to kick the ball to the right side of players and to the space is elite. So it'll be interesting to see how many minutes he does play in this third quarter, but I think it's a no-brainer. They've got to leave him in there.
Just his burst speed there was on display, wasn't it? The way he was able to break away from stoppage.
Yep.
This for 4 goals in 3 minutes of footy. Jacob Conlon.
Wow.
Lackadaisical from Jacob. The kick missed the lots. Just didn't make good contact with that Jacob Conlon, and normally he's a dead-eye dick. Won't trouble the scorers. 53 plays 34. Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Shout out to Jeff Gray and the team in Inspirations Paint. Kiwa Street, Albury. Mimo's got the ball in the back pocket for the Dogs.
As he goes sideways and finds Wilson. Defensive goal square. It's a risky kick, but it was a good kick. Driscoll now for the Dogs. He's got Yelland here on the skinny side. It's not a great kick. Carroll closed it, but Yelland was too good. Takes the mark and plays on straight away. Goes towards centre wing, looking for Cassidy. Fumbles that one, goes out of bounds. And I reckon the job of Max Byrne today can't be understated, because Jet Cassidy is the key for Wodonga, and he's kept him goalless so far.
Certainly has. Probably an unsung player, full stop, from the Albury Tigers.
I love the way he plays.
Regularly. One of the first picked, I'd imagine, every week. Carroll evades a bit of pressure. Handball's trying to find Powell. Mimo's hot on his heels. Yelland evades a bit of pressure that came from McGrath. Just throws it on the right boot, high up and under. Well done, Jack Matey. Protected the space. Brother Josh kept it alive and kicks long down the line. And a good mark from Cassidy. Out in front. Had his moments, but he's been quiet. Where's Miller, the makeshift forward? He ignores him, kicks into the pocket. And Umfang takes a strong intercept mark. Read the ball better than Winter Irving. They come back in ball. Fletcher Carroll for the Tigers across D50.
Finds Tiziani, a long way from where he's been most of today. And they need to get him in the play, I reckon, Tiziani. He goes sideways to Byrne, the man we just talked about. Goes straight away with a short little kick to Gilmore. Plays on again. Goes towards centre wing. It's a 2-on-1. Quaid from the side. Sears at ground level. Well done, Andrews. Wins it. Back for his team. Noah Bradshaw has to dodge and weave now. Ty Quaid puts the pressure on. Well done, Ty Quaid. You've got your team a stoppage on centre wing there. Close the ball down beautifully. And that's something Always going to have to do for the rest of the game, Mark Armand, thanks to 40 winks.
Yeah, I don't mind that by Bradshaw, though, not to blaze away and get another stoppage, because this is where they've really got on top around the ball. So
Blink, and we're already 10 minutes into the third term thanks to NZ, as Muller hacks it long. We'll have another boundary throw in. That's 70 metres out here from Albury Tigers goal. The umpire's just making sure that wasn't out of bounds on the full. Saying it hit the chalk.
Landed out 2 metres in, I thought.
This is where Wodonga have to be really on their game away from this stoppage, because Isaac will start to thump this.
Driscoll, well tapped, trying to find Elliot Powell, wearing 54 today. Handball, trying to find Mail, wasn't quite there. Mail on the non-preferred left in the direction of Conlon. Big contest form, spills out the back. Garlett's dangerous, wants to use the left across his body, top of the goal square. Quaid made a good contest, finds Conlon. Conlon fumbled at the crucial moment. Coming through, King evades some pressure. Handball's back to Conlon, but the umpire said he didn't do it in enough time, and he's been done for holding the ball, Monty.
I reckon the umpire just wanted to blow the whistle there, because Connor Brodie has not got up off the ground, and now they're stopping the play, which is a good call. He was holding his back for a long time.
He has had back problems, Connor Brodie.
He went to ground when he was in that contest with Conlon, so I don't know if he copped a boot or a knee or something, but yeah, definitely didn't get up for a good 20 seconds then.
The back and back and knee issues have been the story of Connor Brodie's journey and probably kept him out of senior footy in his first stint here at the Bulldogs. We hope he's okay. Only his second game back from injury. So after all that, the Bulldogs had the ball in the back pocket, Monty. And the Bulldogs lead 53-34 for the locker room.
And it's the captain Greenhill, goes long and strong. That's sore. Got up there to Powley. He's definitely livened up the Tigers in this quarter. Carroll finds a little chisler towards Sears. Sears should play on here and break the 50, and he does. It's not the best kick. Finds space, and it goes to Matt Wilson for the Dogs, who runs with a running bounce and exits defensive 50 with a beautiful kick to centre wing.
It certainly is a good-looking kick. Winter Irving kicks the grass, finds a teammate in Miller. Been one of the Bulldogs' best today. Kicked 2 really important goals and looked lively. In front of the Peter Cross Canberra, right foot kick to the hot spot, trying to find Jorgensen. Jorgensen, man down off play, Monty. We'll get you to have a look at that one, but Adam Jorgensen will kick from 25 metres out, slide angle.
I think it's Matty Wilson, who just went down trying to stop. Yeah, it is Matty Wilson. He's don't know what's going on, whether he caught one or what, but yeah, keep an eye on him.
He's a pretty tough operator, Matt Wilson, so
he's up now.
He might have got one in the guts, I reckon. And there's a little bit of remonstration off the play.
And it's Michael Duncan, I'm not surprised.
Adam Jorgensen already kicked 2. This for his 3rd. And back-to-back goals for the Dogs. Adam Jorgensen, Botanic Garden end. Across the face, left-hand side for a minor score. The Wodonga Bulldogs, they move to 8-6-54 to the Albury Tigers, 5-4-34 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. 13 minutes gone for NZ in the 3rd term.
And Mark Arman, thanks to 40 Winks. What have you seen in this 3rd quarter?
Well, Albury have held field position for the last 5 minutes, so Wodonga need to really go to work here and hold it in their front half.
A 20-point lead the Tigers have. Long and strong from Conlon, goes to the centre of the ground. Bounces out the back. Josh Matthey's working so hard to try and keep his team going here. King just paddles it forward. Finds his way to Powell, who was actually coming off the ground. Powell takes his 2nd bounce. There's his 3rd. Elliot Powell, there's his 4th. What's he going to do? Gives a handball inside to Carroll. Carroll around the body. Misses. Powley could have been goal of the year contender. Did the unselfish thing when he got confronted. But I tell you what, he opened him up pretty quick there. 5-5-35, the Tigers. 8-6-54, the Dogs on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Armo hasn't the move of Elliot Powell into the midfield, giving the Albury Tigers so much life.
Well, it just gives them so much more movement between the arcs and around stoppage, and I think it's really clear that he's given them a spark here, isn't it?
He's going to come for a spell. He's been on ball for the best part of 14 minutes, says Elliot.
He was on the way off before he actually took that footy and then the 4 bounces, so he definitely deserves a rest.
The Dogs via Yellen have the ball 75 from home, and Yellen kicks to a one-on-one at the top of the goal square. Miller again! Elite body and paint marker today. His reading of the ball inside 50 has become a real strength today, and he'll go back, have a shot on the sticks for his 2nd.
He just seems to pick the flight of the footy up really early, and he does his work really early on his opponent.
Really thick-set guy too, so he really good body work there. Just got the hip in nice and early and did so well to read the flight.
For 2 in the term and 3 for the day, Tommy Miller makes no mistake. The Albury Tigers miss an easy one at one end, and then the Bulldogs convert through some very nice play. 9-6-60. The Wodonga Bulldogs to the Albury Tigers, 5-5-35. They're playing some really good footy, the Bulldogs, and maybe just reminding the SS&A Ovens and Murray for the Newmarket Hotel, Mark Armour, they are still a threat come September.
Yeah, they are, and it's a credit to them. We all probably didn't give them much of a chance today, but it just goes to show that they've come in with a real clear plan, and they're executing that plan as well as they can. So, yeah.
15 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock. 25-point lead of the Dogs, and Muller just straight out of the ruck, just gets it on the boot, heads forward. Rough bounce for Sears, falls the way of Wilson for the Dogs. Yellen gets chopped off by King to Carroll. Carroll to Sears, gives a handball over the top towards Tiziani for the Tigers inside 50. Tackled straight away by Venturoni, who's now had to go back with that injury to Brodie.
Armo for the Newmarket Hotel. Do you reckon the Albury Tigers are doing a bit too much with the footy by hand?
Yeah, potentially, but it's hard to get away from how you've always played, and the way that makes them really good is when they execute that part of the game. So it is hard to change modes in game.
Do you think maybe that last handball, just get it deep to the top of the square?
Oh, I'm sure their forwards would like that.
Yeah. If you're Jacob Collin or Matt Walker, definitely like that, wouldn't you? As the ball's going to get tossed in front of the old scoreboard here, which reads 5-5-35 the Tigers, 9-6-60 the Dogs, 25-point lead. Inspirations Paint scoreboard. And there's a bit going on off the ball. Went to Irving, as we spoke about, just letting everyone know he's here. Oh, what a tap from Muller. Tiziani on the outside of the boot, around the body.
Ooh, did a bit.
Through for a minor score. Very late, didn't it? Just needed a little bit more distance on it. But through for a minor score. Takes the Tigers to 36. Wodonga 60. 24-point lead, thanks to Inspirations Paint.
There's a game-high lead of 4 goals to the Wodonga Bulldogs. A bit over halfway through this third term, thanks to the locker room at the SS&A and their $1 wings. Andrews.
Demolished last night.
Oh, lots. Andrews from fullback. Dangerous kick attacking the corridor, but it's going to pay dividends. Jorgensen, torpedo punt, the centre half forward. Miller kicks out in the pocket. Little Jack Matey got it. Coast-to-coast footy in less than 10 seconds, and they're telling Jack Matey, they're barking at him to go back and have their set shot armo from 35 metres out.
Yeah, it's good leadership. Several Wodonga players, obviously their bench was yelling out too, but the young guy had a bit of a look around and he nearly rushed it, but it was good leadership from Wodonga.
Part of the under-18s program, Jack Matey. We know the surname is synonymous with football at the Kennel. Little Jack, this for 3 in a row, strikes it beautifully. Sunjan goal today from Jack Matey. Kicks a much-needed goal, and it's out to a game-high lead of 30 points for the Wodonga Bulldogs, thanks to the locker room at the SS&A.
Their foot skills have really impressed me today, Wodongas. They've pulled the trigger through the corridor and they've opened up Albury, and they need to continue to be brave as we keep talking about and doing that. But early on in the game, they could have quite easily went away from it because they turned a bit of footy over in the corridor, but they stuck with it and they're getting the results.
But an inch is so much, isn't it? Like, Andrew's kick was centimetre perfect to Jorgensen, which started that, because if it had got a touch on it, it could have turned straight back and gone the other way. So take it on. High risk, high reward, which at the moment they're getting a reward, the Dogs, as Muller gets the tap again, but Jorgensen's first there for the Dogs. Driscoll goes back to help out, so does Yellen. Muller's there, just fumbles around. Sorochinsky now just throws it on the boot and heads out towards the wing. Bit going on off the ball, but you keep an eye on that armo as Gilmore gets it for the Tigers at half back. Gets the handballs towards Kelly, but the boundary line wins, and we'll have a boundary throw-in in front of the Albury race.
Around the grounds, Mr. Stove's Pool World. Myrtleford 91 to the Roos 36. Wangaratta 41 to Lavington 33, and the Rovers kicking away 53 to 35 over the North Albury Hoppers.
Lucky we tipped them.
Hold your breath, Panda. 19 minutes gone here. 30-point lead to the Wodonga Bulldogs over the Albury Tigers as we go to Mark Armand for the Newmarket Hotel.
Just still their contested work. Albury just don't have that run away from stoppage as they normally do. So they're executing that part of the game really well.
Good tap work there from Muller. Just got it towards grass. Sorochinsky. Should be a free kick against Gaynor here. That was clumsy and silly. Tackled him without the football. Was the umpire found it? He has.
Bit of frustrations for Albury at the moment. They're not normally in this position against a side they think they're going to beat. So, I'll tell you what, they need to just sharpen up a little bit mentally, I feel, because I reckon that's what's letting them down today.
We spoke at halftime about the bottom 6 of the Albury Tigers. I think it's the top 6 now that have to really stand up if they're going to be a chance to win this game. We speak of the Conlons, Elliot Powell, Jake Gaynor and co. They have to going to really lift here. Oh, free kick.
He's paid the mark,
He's paid a mark to Big Drizz. Monty, talk us through that from McRae Motors.
Yeah, touched his hands and that was paid.
We've seen one of them earlier today. Now, Jorgensen, kick 3 today, contender for the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. He marks 85 from goal. Umpire calls him to play on. He's going to kick to the netball pocket. Low, chiselling kick. Mark has been taken. The Albury Tigers want to switch the ball out wide to the broadcast side. Ball's in the hands of McGrath. Now Duncan on the back 50. Right foot kick. Long down the line. It's a poor one. Liam Andrews got every pretty big piece of that.
That was more of a piece than Driscoll's.
I think so. And King sees it across the chalk for a boundary throw in true centre wing broadcast side.
There's Mark Armand, thanks to 40 Winks.
They're still outworking him. Sorry, Scotty. Wodonga, they read that coming out of their back half, their front half really well, Wodonga, and they outnumbered them.
Ball's going to get tossed in right in front of the Wodonga bench as he's getting told to go man on here. Yeah. No one free. Muller, nice tap. He's going to give away the free kick, I feel. Yep. Driscoll's going to get it.
Uncharacteristic from Albury to give away so many clumsy free kicks too, Monty.
Yeah, sloppy, isn't it? And we're talking about work rate. Look at Wortman there, just break forward. He just lost his footing, dropped the mark. Hayes has done well to lay the tackle. Might have been in the back, but Number says, nope, you're holding the footy there, Freckle. Give the ball up. You got something to say there,
just
Mark?
Their work rate. Look at them working behind the footy, Wodonga. to help out their back half, which has slowed Albury right up, and they've gone lateral here.
So Duncan across half back in front of the grandstand here. That kick just gets to Isaac Muller, who marks 5 metres in from the boundary. Kicks inboard, dangerous. Fletcher Carroll been good today, pretty consistent last month of football. Inboard to the coach, Sean Daly, wearing jersey number 31. Socks up, inboard Elliot Powell. Powell kicks inside 50. Garlett just misread the kicker, Elliot Powell. And would have loved to have seen him jump and have a clunk at that one, Armo, for the Newie.
Yeah, he could have got his hands up.
As Morrison now on the half-back flank for the Dogs. Getting late in this quarter, gone 21 minutes thanks to NZ Albury. Morrison, his players on, wheels around. It's a nice kick going towards Winter Irving. Winter Irving and Daly. Daly gets back on it first. Nice little handball there. Packer now to Gilmore. Gilmore to McGrath, back to Gilmore. Gilmore runs, needs to have a bounce. Umpire says no, he hasn't run too far. The kick's a little bit wide. Jeffy fumbled, had a lot of space. He want that one again, I reckon, Jeffy, because he had a lot of space, could have wheeled around and got it inside 50. He's been a little bit fumbly, I feel, in times when they probably didn't have a lot of pressure on them there, Mark, thanks to Newmarket.
Yeah, across the game, haven't they? They're players who don't normally fumble the footy. They're just a bit jittery at the moment.
Good word, jittery. That's another word I could have used.
Write that down.
He's showing you off a bit, Monty. On debut for the Newmarket O2. Alto doing a cracking job as Matey. This is Josh. Clears defensive lines. Winter Irving just competed hard all day. Sean Daly for the Albury Tigers intercepts, kicks over the top, and now he finds McGrath. Calls for it inside 50 to the key tools. Hot spot. Walker got it. Should be 50 metres too. Got ragdolled after he took the mark, and that's what we've needed the Albury Tigers to do all this term, Armo, is just kick it to the forwards advantage. And there's a big shot on goal here coming the way of Matt Walker, and a bit happening off the play too.
Yeah, that's what Albury would like as forwards. But again, I think if you watch that back, Wodonga had an outnumber at that, and they just misread it. And that happens from time to time. I think overall Wodonga have been really strong in the air. They just misread that one.
Matt Walker kicking for his third. Right foot kick. It leads to straighten up, and it does. 3 goals to Matt Walker, and the margin's back to 24 points. Thanks to Inspirations Paint. 2 in the term to Matt Walker. And he's really starting to come to the forefront, Monty.
Absolutely he is, and I love the way of Charlie McGrath. He had a quick look to see if anyone was coming, and then went bang as soon as he realised he had a bit of time and space, and then just opened up the forward 50 for him. And it was a bit of a 2-on-1, but because it was quick ball movement, there wasn't any body work done to Matt Walker, and he was able to take that mark, which is what they need to do, just break the lines a little bit quicker, I think, the Albury Tigers. And Elliot Powell's been massive for him in this third quarter. Bill.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be against going with Elliot now, putting someone on him, because he is their barometer. He's the guy who gets them going, and he's clearly up and about, and it's a really important part of the game for Wodonga right now to not let 2 or 3 goals get put on him.
As it looks like Matthew's doing the work on the stoppage for him. Just a lot of body work as Muller gets the clearance through a free kick and goes to Gaynor. Gaynor goes inside 50 looking for Conlon. Oh, well done, Greenhill. Dropped off Tiziani at the perfect time and got the double fister towards the boundary. We'll have a throw in right on the 50 arc.
Looked like Tiziani got called out of that contest by Conlon and just hasn't quite got his timing right today, Armo.
Yeah, and there hasn't been a hell of a lot of talk in their front half, has there? They're more hoping that someone stands up and takes a mark opposed to good method to it and direction.
Doing a cracking job on debut is Mark Almond for the Newmarket Hotel. As Jack Yellen sees it across the chalk for a boundary throw-in.
He hasn't had a lot of touches, Jack Yellen, but I love what he's done today. He's given that big body, helping at stoppage. He's had the deft touch a couple of times. So I reckon he's been fantastic.
Same as Winter Irving. They haven't been huge impact plays, but they've really been barometers for the Bulldogs. O'Neill in the pocket, sees it across the boundary line for another stoppage. 66 plays 36. I don't know if that scoreboard's
the scoreboard attendance is left. 66 He's actually left. There's no one there anymore.
66 plays 42, I should say, for Inspirations Paint.
As Muller wins that one. Carroll, Tiziani, Powell held without. He's going to get the free kick. Has to get it as someone yells for 50, but he didn't do anything wrong there, Josh. So I reckon Elliott's only got this leg in him if he rolls around, but we'll just wait and see what he wants to do. Mark's right on the 50 is Driscoll. Going to look for Walker, I reckon, in the pocket. Muller, too strong, too big. Isaac, smart kick. Heard Armo call it as the ball's in flight. Muller, just the big body. Maybe they might need to look at this, get Big Izzy down there a bit more often when they're transitioning the footy.
Yeah, I watched Wodonga v Wangaratta a few weeks back, and when Wang really came, Wodonga didn't change game modes, and so the interesting watch will be how they adapt now. Because Albury are clearly coming now, aren't they?
They are, absolutely. As Muller doesn't get forward and kick too many, and he's missed that one to the skinny side, through for a minor score. They desperately needed that one to get back-to-back goals. Minor score takes them to 43. The Dogs 66, 23-point lead on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard, and we've gone 26 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Yallen down the middle there.
He's going to kick long, Andrews. As Armo said, Yallen's the target, but Lucas Conlon read it and got a big fist. Free kick. Going to go the way of the Albury Tigers. 60 from home.
Just a bit of momentum with umpiring decisions and everything now going the Albury's way.
The crowd getting vocal as King kicks inside 50. Tiziani. Geez, Watermelon want to drown him there. O'Neill out wide via hands. Sorochinski tied up on the boundary line. Right foot dinky kicks okay. Mark's been taken. Jack Mathy for the Bulldogs.
It's been good today, I think.
I reckon that ball only went about 8 metres off the boot of Sorochinski. Umpires letting it slide as Little Jack kicked a big goal in this third term. Kicks long down the line. Muller sits in the hole. Sean Daly got in his road a little bit. Breakdown in communication. Off the back of the pack. Well done, Mimo. Got it on to Yallen. Yallen out wide to Jack Mathy on the right boot. Lucas Conlon working his way into the game. Sorochinski had to be clean and fumbled. The Bulldogs gained some much-needed yardage and will bring the football back into play. 60 metres from Bulldogs' goal.
It would have been interesting if you had to pick that up cleanly, Bill, because you pointed at it, and I think I noticed it too. There was not one Wodonga player inside forward 50.
I think you'll find Wodonga players are starting to feel the momentum shift here, and they're running towards the Flames here, and they need to lengthen the ground out a little bit and open up the arcs.
Well, Driscoll's dropped behind as an extra too already, so
which is not a bad.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Tom Johnson's obviously going to do a bit of ruck work while it's in the forward half, so. Yeah, late in the quarter, we've gone 28 thanks to NZ Albury, so it won't be too much longer. It's going to get tossed in front of the Terry Cross stand. Muller wins that tap, but it falls away of Noah Bradshaw. Sharp little hands to Gill, who gets the boot inside 50, but Gilmore's there for the Tigers. Handball to the running Duncan. Needs to take it on here, and he does. Kicks it out in front of King. Great make from King. It wasn't the best kick from Duncan. It was way out in front, but well done by King. That's not the best kick either in front of Tiziani. And Tiziani did not want to keep that in. Oh, desperation. Late in the quarter, not long to go. I wouldn't have been just running it over. But anyway, Lockie did, and we'll have a throw-in 6:55 away from Albury's goals.
Big shift is Sean's direction behind the footy. He's played most of this quarter behind the football now, and I think it's really telling that Albury have held in their front half for big periods of time.
And Johnson just trying to take away Daly from the contest. Yeah. That kick won't impact as the ball sits in the hands of Max Byrne. Byrne kicks inside 50. Walker's the target. Tiziani marks. And Tiziani will have a set shot 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle as the siren sounds for three-quarter time.
They've dominated this quarter, Albury, I feel, in my opinion. I think 20 minutes of this quarter has been Albury's, and if he goes back and kicks this, that momentum swing at three-quarter time, they'll be the team that's up. Wodonga will be the team that will feel a bit flat, even though they'll go in for the lead. So he needs to make sure he puts this one through, Big Lockie.
1 goal, 2 for Tiziani today. 45-degree angle, Norriel Park ends. 49-metre kick, Lockie Tiziani sprays it. It won't trouble the scorers. Jeez, that's a poor kick in the magnitude of this contest. Lockie Tiziani had loved to have his time again, and the margin at three-quarter time sits at 23 points favouring the Wodonga Bulldogs. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Zero 0.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Tigers have to respond. They trail by 23 points at three-quarter time over the Wodonga Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are fighting for their spot inside the 5, and the Albury Tigers, well, they're still optimistic of a top 3 finish. It's a big final term about to play out. For McRae Motors, Monty, who do you think were the quarter's best for the respective sides?
I thought Elliot Powell's move back into the middle. He was clearly Albury's best. He got a move, but Sean Daly, as Mark touched on before the break, was fantastic with setting his team up and probably helped to assert their dominance, which they definitely held their ground position. While for Wodonga, it was probably their quietest quarter as a whole. I thought Tom Miller was really good, kicked the 2 goals. So, yeah, I'm going to have Tom Miller again. He had the first quarter and again in that third quarter as our quarter's best.
Armo, what's the message the Bulldogs are getting at present as the Tigers have already headed to their positions? Jared Twitt and Jack O'Sullivan are still keeping the boys from the kennel in a tight-knit huddle.
Yeah, be brave. Go win the game of footy, boys. Take the corridor when you can. I feel overall they've made really smart decisions by foot of when to go in, when to go long down the line to get some field position and territory. So, don't hold back, boys. We've been in this position a few times this year, and we probably haven't lived up to it. I'd let the handbrake off and go.
Do you reckon they went away from it a little bit in that third quarter? They didn't really take it on, did they? They were happy to just go around the lines, and they would, or maybe because they didn't have a front half structure for a lot of that quarter, they didn't have anyone left deep inside 50.
Yeah, I do, but I think a big part of that was Albury defensively, with Sean going behind the footy, took away the corridor. They held it in their front half for most part of that quarter, Albury, and a big part of that was their shape behind the footy was really strong.
And Connor Brodie's got ice on the back, boys, so he'll be done for the day, I'd imagine.
Not good for Big Broads. Can the Tigers win from here, gents?
Yep. I think so.
Yeah, they definitely can.
They can.
Will they?
No.
They
can.
There we go. Suck the line for another one, Monty. Jeez.
They definitely can, but as we know, if Albury get up and going. They'll play a 15-minute patch of footy that is as good as anyone in the comps, but I just think that Wodonga have learned a lot from the last few weeks, and I think they'll kick back into gear here.
We're going to know pretty early in the quarter, I'd say, too, if the Albury Tigers are here to play.
I just feel the way they're kicking today, I don't think their forward line's going to kick a score in this last quarter.
Jacob Conlon's the one to step up, I reckon, if they're going to get it done. Here we go, the final turn for Mac Jack Shed. Scott Montgomery to kick it off on O&M Live.
Muller and Driscoll. It's been a good battle all day. Give that one a stalemate as it falls to the ground again. Trying to get it to little Jakey Gaynor. Tackled straight away, and we'll have a repeat stoppage. Still in the centre circle. Just a quick one around the grounds thanks to Mr. Stokes-Paulwell.
Big
Three-quarter time,
yeah.
3 goals, North Melbourne. We're not going to get number 1 draft pick. As Muller wins that tap, Carroll gives the handball to Gaynor. Getting taken high by Driscoll. And it's going to be a free kick to little Jakey, the centre of the ground.
The big around the grounds in the O&M is the Rovers are kicking away 71-36 over North.
Bad luck, Panda. As it goes long from Gaynor to the top of the square. Could have been a free kick to Walker, as Morrison was a bit sheepish there, but it was a good mark from Wilson. Goes sideways to Noah Bradshaw, who's going to go to Bro and Will. And Will set Wodonga up from half back.
At what stage of the game do Wodonga Bulldogs look to take the sting out versus the attacking brand they've been playing all day?
Definitely late. It all depends on the flow of the game. You don't want to do it too early, though. I think they still need to be brave, as I said, and play their brand of footy, which they're doing now. So this is what I meant by making good decisions by foot.
Because every time they do this, they're going to kill a minute or two every single time they have a possession of play, which adds up at the end of the game when Albury are trying to chase the scoreboard.
Yeah, they still need to go win it, though, right now.
Cassidy inboard to Morrison. Great defensive pressure from Garlett. Gaynor got taken high, evaded the tackle. Garlett just kicks to a contest inside 50, out the back of the pack. Tiziani running into the open goal. Oh no, Lockie.
Is that a stinker?
Lockie Tiziani, he gathered the football and ran away from the goals to evade the Bulldogs' pressure. Bellied the ball and it missed pretty badly, Armo, for the Newmarket.
Yeah, he'd like that one again, but it was great pressure from Wodonga.
1 goal, 3 today for Lockie Tiziani. He'd like that one again. As the kick comes out, Muller's going to chop it off for the Tigers. Gives a handball now to Carroll. Carroll's going to go back inside 50 for high, up and under. Going back with Courageous O'Neill. Coming up at it was King, takes the mark. And King's going to have a look inside 50 here. Walker presents. Reece King's not sure what to go. He's going to go to a one-on-one. It's Tiziani out the back. Or gets a hand on it. Conlon probably would have taken it out the back there. Now picking up for the Wodonga's Will Bradshaw. It's a dangerous kick. It's going to bounce through Gill. Gaynor gives a tap to Carroll. Carroll to Mullo, who gets set upon straight away. Gaynor. Burn inside 50 for the Tigers. Kelly's back out there after that knee injury. Jorgensen to Bradshaw to Wilson, and the Dogs are coming back through the middle of the ground.
Dangerous kick. Gaynor lurks. Clever from Sean Daly. Paddled it into space. Well done, Gaynor. Went underground. Muller on top of the football. Breaks away from the contest, but Jackson Kelly fumbled. Umpires put the whistle away. Underground kick comes the way of Ty Quaid for the Tigers. He intercepts, kicks to a pack of Bulldogs. Cassidy's one of them now. Matt Wilson down the broadcast side wing. Clever finds Soroczynski, and Soroczynski's happy to wait, absorb a bit of pressure, and kick in board to Adam Jorgensen.
Been fantastic today as Jorgie, as he goes short to Bradshaw. It's Noah. Plays on now. Goes inside 50 towards Miller, but McGrath gets back in the hole, does well, good grab, and goes straight away. This is what Albury were doing in the third quarter to get the ball inside their front half as quick as they can. Conlon probably should have got a free kick. Duncan's ran on hard from half back, gets a boot on it, goes inside 50, lays a tackle now on Morrison, who gets a good handball to Bradshaw, and the Dogs, with a torpedo punt from Bradshaw, are heading forward again.
Winter Irving comes up the ground, gets his hands on the footy inside 50. Johnson, Gilmore. Great use of the body there from Hamish Gilmore.
Poor decision there. They had Mayfield running inside 50 with no one near him, and he went to a one-on-one. Oh, just poor decision from Wodonga.
Good mark coming out of D50 from Ty Quaid, the captain of the O&M Interleague under-18s.
He's impressed me. He's getting better every week, I think, Ty Quaid.
He certainly is. We're seeing some good footy from him. Down the line to Muller. Goes by hand to King. King wasn't expecting it. Has to throw it on the boot. Gains some grass. And it's out of bounds. Long down the line. Both the boxes are getting quite vocal here. at the 4.5 minute mark. 66 plays 44 as we go to Mark Armand, thanks to the Newmarket Hotel.
So it's all these moments that are going to stack up now in this last quarter, making the right decision by hand and by foot, as Monty mentioned. And it's going to be a game of moments, who takes their moment.
Jorgensen goes short towards Gill. Nice little hands and pick up from Gill. Finds Noah Bradshaw. He's run into a bit of a roadblock now. Oh, Elliott. Oh, no! The umpire's played hold of the footy when he got his head ripped off his shoulders, did Noah. He's stiff there, but the free kick's going to go to Elliott Power for the Albury Tigers as he goes through the middle. Finds King. Moves it on straight away to Carroll. Carroll inside 50 to the leading Conlon. Conlon 1 grab, 2 grabs. Paid. Good grab, good ball movement. Probably not the right decision from the umpire. Doesn't matter now. Albury's going to have a shot on goal from 45 out.
Armo for the Newmarket.
Yeah, they've lost structure forward of the footy, Wodonga, so they're getting sucked into their back half. And when they on turnover, they've got to really find something to get work forward of the football to give their players an option. Noah just had no one to go to then.
He's coming off, actually, Noah Bradshaw. Probably just getting the cheek checked out, maybe. That's might have been where the tackle got him. As Conlon, he's going to set sail from 45. It's on the boot. He doesn't look confident. It's not a great one. Through for a minor score. Takes the Tigers to 45. The Bulldogs 66. 21-point lead here on the Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard. As the kicking's not a great one, Gussie.
No, it certainly isn't. And Gaynor had his head taken off. Umpire let that one slide. Out wide, shot on goal from McGrath. Kicked it. Big goal, the magnitude of this contest. Sunjan goal today. Coming via Charlie McGrath, and the Tigers needed that one oh so dearly. The scoreboard's flashed away, but I reckon the margin is back down to under 3 goals here.
17 points.
Yeah, 66 plays 51. Big goal and really good finish on the youngster, Armo.
Yeah, it was a great finish, but I suppose Wodonga need some repeat stoppages here. Albury want it in motion and want the game flowing, and Wodonga need to go back to work at the contest.
15 points. Albury, they're coming hard. What are Wodonga going to do? How do they respond now? 6.5 minutes gone, thanks to NZ Albury in this last quarter, which is brought to you by Mac Jack Sheds. In the centre, the umpires found another one too high to Mathy. The big man got the little man there in the number 2 battle. It's going to be Josh Mathy in the centre of the ground. What's he going to do? He's looking around. He's going to go long and strong, straight down the middle to 40 out from goal. Jet Cassidy got there but come off hands. Packer gets a kick sideways, looking for McGrath. I think the boundary line's going to win. The ball's fumbling that way. McGrath gets there first. Runs it out, but the umpire says play on. Gill said it was out of bounds, sir. McGrath didn't care. Goes down the line looking for Conlon. Got a little shove, but the umpire says play on. First back is Morrison. Morrison with a nice little kick, measured kick, finds Wilson. And Wilson will send the Dogs forward again.
He certainly will. The Magpies lead Lavington by 8 points around the grounds from Mr. Stowe's Pool World. That result could heavily upset the ladder. As Jorgensen finds Winter Irving, who's been solid today. Kicks inside 50. Johnson, who was touched off the boot. Jorgensen wrapped up in a Gilmore tackle. Umpire says we'll ball it up. 25 metres out from Wodonga's goal.
So this is their real first chance at a stoppage in their front half, Wodonga. They need to go to work around this ball.
Great tap from Johnson. Just fumbling around again. Duncan, happy to just have another repeat stoppage. It's really got a number up, Albury. Not give them anything easy, the Dogs, because one goal could break the back of it here. She gets tossed up again. Muller versus Johnson. Muller wins that one, but to no one. Mathy's first there for the Dogs. He's going to go back inside 50 around the body. Gilmore's the only one back there. Not a great kick. They needed someone back at that reference point out of the square. And Gilmore's going to go sideways to Conlon, and the Tigers should get out of trouble.
And that's where their makeshift 50 is letting themselves down a little bit. They normally have a Wilding or a Redcliffe to compete in that situation.
Spiteri.
Inboard kick to Muller, showed his strength, went by hand to Duncan. The Tigers are going to attack via the clubroom side. Out wide, King been having a fair bit of the football today. Throws it on the left boot, kicks inside forward 50. Quade's got some work to do. Keeps it alive. Well done by Fletcher Carroll, dispossessed. Dives on top of the football. The Bulldogs via Gill, trying to find Wortman. Well done by King. Relentless pressure, left foot kick. Top of the goal square for the Tigers. Conlon! Out the back. Read the flight of the ball beautifully. And this one Should be a much more realistic shot on goal for Jacob Conlon, Armo, for the Newey.
It should be, but if the coach killer is out on that far side, they should have got the ball out of bounds. And these are those moments I'm talking about that, Twitty, I'd imagine would be down on the boundary line saying, just get that ball out of bounds. They don't need it in motion right now.
Quick mention to Ty Quaid. His effort over there, one to be the 1-on-2 contest, but then he got back in and helped out a teammate in the ball, and then King was able to hit Conlon.
Looking for his second from directly in front. Jacob Conlon squares the margin back to 9 points. The Wodonga Bulldogs have been challenged in this final term, and the Albury Tigers are coming. Conlon kicks his second. 9-point ball game for Wodonga Border Carpets.
It's game on, Armo, isn't it?
It is game on, and as we know, with once you get fatigued, the thinking isn't as clear in where you're kicking the football, and even their first half, Wodonga brought the ball to ground every time. And they got looks at it, where now Albury seem to be bouncing out of their back half.
I think what's hurting them is when Johnson comes up and does a bit of ruck work, then Gilmore can just roll back and be an extra. They need to number it up, at least make it a 2-on-1 at the moment. It's just too easy for them.
3 consecutive goals for the Tigers too.
It's been a massive start to this last quarter. Driscoll does what Muller normally does and just kicks it out of the ruck. McGrath's going to get it for the Tigers, still inside the centre square. Handball finds no one. Yallen's now got it inside 50. Gill on the run. Riley Gill. He likes it off the boot. Sunjan goal today. Riley Gill. The Dogs needed that one. Extends the lead back to 15 points.
Footy's a simple game when you can get it out of the centre, isn't it?
That's unbelievable. And Driscoll started that one and Gill finished it off. 11-6, 72 are the Dogs. 8-9, 57 the Tigers on the Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard, and we've gone 11 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
It was a great goal, actually. He had to compose himself and take a step inboard to straighten up under a bit of pressure, so it was a great finish.
Albury Tigers looking to get a few of their better players on the ground. King's come off the ground for best part of 90 seconds to get his break, and he's straight back out onto the ground. He's been lively today for the Tigers. 15-point lead to the Bulldogs. 2 goals in a minute here at the sports ground. Elliot Power's been injected back into the engine room for the Albury Tigers, and he's a player that's going to have to start getting some possession here for Albury.
He is, but in order to do that, Isaac needs to give him some looks at it, and I think Driscoll's been really competitive in here.
Muller hits towards Fletcher Carroll from the ruck contest. Now Jackson Kelly. Overlapping run comes from McGrath. McGrath from 50 winds up. This would bring the house down, but it's touched on the line by Jacob Conlon. And the Albury forwards, Monty, they're screaming for that ball to be kicked towards space.
I didn't mind that one from McGrath. I thought if you break in the 50 arc, you have a shot on goal for sure. And he wasn't far away. That's, young kid like that, a bit of confidence.
72 plays 58. The kick in from fullback is a good one. It goes out wide, but the Tigers have numbers in dispute. Looking good from McGrath. Kicks in board. Sorochinski flew across Gaynor. Needs to get out of bounds, and he does.
He learned from the last one.
Clever from Sorochinski. 72 plays 58. The Bulldogs lead the Albury Tigers at the 13.5-minute mark, thanks to NZ Albury.
So you've got to be careful, Wodonga here. They've got 1, 2, 3 behind the football. They need to number up at the contest.
14 points the margin. King from the stoppage around the body. It's going to go out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, their danger is just to park themselves in their back half, and they lose that contested battle. They need to make sure they're winning that.
And all it means is when they break out, they've only got Albury jumpers to kick it to, don't they?
Right.
So they need to really number up, as you're saying. But their work rate, I think, is what's dropped really. Albury's probably picked up, and Wodonga just aren't getting out into space like they were in that first half.
Yeah, agree.
As Daly's going to come from behind here, get a fist on it. It's exactly what the Tigers are doing. They're setting up so well. They're just owning the territory battle at the moment. We're going to have a throw in front of the Terry Cross stand as we go around the ground, thanks to Mr. Stokes Pool World.
Yes, pretty tight game at the Lavington Sports Ground. Lavington holding on 7-4-46 to Wangaratta 7-12-54.
As Bradshaw gets it, gives a handball to Yellen out of the stoppage. Yellen dropped that, but the umpire says play on. Mimo gets absolutely crunched straight away. And another ball up. That's 60 away from the Albury goal. They're going to have to kick another one soon as we've gone 13.5 thanks to NZ Albury. Tossed up Muller with the tap. Gaynor dispossessed of it straight away. We're going to have a repeat, I feel, here, boys. As the umpire said, play on. Just blow the whistle, buddy. Get in there and throw it up.
Any match-up changes you'd be looking to make here, Armo, for the Newey?
Oh, not necessarily. I'd be just making sure Wodonga don't get sucked to the ball here. The Wodonga are setting up on the defensive side and they're owning the outside space.
At least 10 minutes to go here as the clock hits 14 minutes for NZ. And another stoppage here in the fourth term for Mac Jack.
They can't allow Gilmore to drop off like this.
He does it all the time.
So it's a numbers game for him. He knows that his direct opponent is unlikely to win that ball in a 10 v 11 type scenario.
Which is Miller at the moment.
Yeah, and he's in a lot better percentage to win that football if it comes his way.
Powell throws it on the boot inside 50, but intercepted by Wodonga and Matt Wilson as they bring the ball out wide to the grandstand side of the Albury Sports Ground via that goal kicker Riley Gill. On the right boot, long down the line to a one-on-one contest. Well done, Max Byrne.
Really been best on for me.
Yeah, been a superb play for the Tigers. Kicks down the line to Walker.
Punch.
Bit too much on it for him, but Zimmy King's going to get a good bounce. 50 from home, lowers the eyes. Tiziani got it. That should be 50. That should be 50 against
Charlie's
Morrison.
done that a couple of times today.
I think someone's yelling touched.
Okay, might have confused Lockie Tiziani, and he'll go back and have a set shot. 50 metres out, 45-degree angle. Hasn't had his kicking boots on today. He's got 1 goal, 3. What's he doing from here?
Kicking it.
Kicking it?
I'm backing him. Mark? Yeah, come on.
No.
On debut. Oh, didn't think you were going to put your balls on the line there.
He'll miss.
Oh, we've heard it from Armo. We've heard it from Monty. Lockie Tiziani kicks on goal. It's fading. And it's across the face of the right-hand side. 72 plays 59. Lockie Tiziani. He's hit 1 goal, 4, and a turnover, Monty.
Yeah.
Lockie King intercepted from the kick-in from full-back, and this might test King for distance, in fact, Monty.
Been a very uncharacteristic Charlie Morrison today. That was his kick, just a bit lackadaisical, and turned it over.
Wrong side for a left footer. King kicks on goal. Another minor score.
Might get there in points.
To the far side. We're back to a 2-goal ball game. The Albury Tigers, 8-12-60. The Bulldogs, 11-6-60-72, I should say. Border carpet scoreboard.
And we saw Wodonga, they were kicking long and down the line a lot in the first half, and now they're going short, wide to the boundary, trying to defend the game, Mark.
Yeah, and it's too early to defend the game.
Yep. Big call. As the ball goes long this time, Yellen wins it off the hands of Quay. Kicks it down the line. It's a 2-on-2. It's Packer who's first back there. Mathy comes at him hard. It's a nice kick from Packer. Finds Gilmore. He's going to play on straight over. Handball to Duncan. Oh, Dunks just fumbled that one. He's going to have to get around Jorgensen, who's quick. Well done, Duncan. He's going to come back inboard to Packer in the centre of the ground. He hasn't done a lot today, Packer, but what he has done is good. Goes short, finds Gaynor on the bounce. Gaynor gets around 1. Gives a handball to Muller. Now gives it to Garlett at the top of the 50. Well done there from Wortman. Now to O'Neill. Back to Wortman, who gets it out to Soroczynski, and the Dogs away for a bit of space.
Takes a bounce, true centre wing, grandstand side, kicks inside, forward 50 to the outnumber of Jack Mathy. Great transition from the Wodonga Bulldogs, and our commentary team saw it beautifully. Mark Harmon for the Newmarket Hotel.
That's that run they've been lacking in this second half, isn't it, between the arcs, and his ability to carry the football and the penetrating kick. The young guy just needs to take his time here.
Michael Duncan, I think, had done a fair bit of work and was involved in the play and just wasn't able to keep up. He was knackered, I reckon, so that's why Matthew was able to get out the back like that.
Jack Mathy looking for his second, and more importantly, an 18-point buffer. He loves it! Massive goal from Jack Mathy. He kicks his second, and every time the Albury Tigers have got within striking distance, Armo, the Bulldogs have found one.
Yeah, it's credit to him. I thought Albury, really had the ascendancy, particularly this quarter. But to be able to get those goals at really important times is going to hold them in good stead to win this game of footy.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? They really needed that one, and the work that Albury had done to keep the ball in their area for so long, and then to give up one like that will kill them. This ball gets tossed up. Muller is going to take this one out of the ruck again. Mathy straight on him. Gets a handball to Garlett. Now he finds Carroll. Carroll's going to go inside 50, looking for Tiziani. I think Walker got in the way there. It was definitely Tiziani's ball. He's dove back on it. He's going to be tackled right on the paint of the 50 arc.
Well, there's that lack of talk, what you were talking about before, Gus, from their forwards. He really had to put his name on that, Tiziani.
And of course, it's only one of 3 occasions Tiziani, Walker and Colin have played in the same forward line. Here's Tiziani, lacks confidence, went by hand to McGrath. Fletcher Carroll onto McGrath by hand, centres the football, trying to find King. Great vision, and Reece King will kick 20 metres out directly in front, Armo.
Yeah, he's got time here. I hope he's not rushing this. He's really backed up fast and he's into his approach already.
Left foot kick from Reece King. Kicks on goal. Sneaks it through. Margins back to 12 points. And there's still plenty of football left in this contest. At the 19-minute mark of the fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds, it's a 2-kick ball game here on O&M Live. The Dogs lead the Tigers.
This is where Isaac's so important now, where everyone's getting fatigued. He doesn't get any smaller. And when he grabs that football, it draws defensive players to him, so it allows their team to get on the outside because there's 2 or 3 to the 1 tackle. It's really hard play to combat in this part of the game. Late in games, he's really important.
I think Charlie McGrath's kick there was absolutely beautiful. Get back inside. He had 2 options, Quaid and King had worked hard to get there. As Yellen versus Kelly in the middle. Great tackle from Jackson Kelly. And Jack Yellen, the bigger body. We're having a repeat stoppage. About 15 metres advanced of centre to Aubrey's end. It's going to be Muller versus Driscoll. This is big from Driscoll. Needs to really stand up here. The tap goes straight down Yellen's throat, who gets the clearing kick. Goes to true centre forward. Winter Irving versus Daly. Gilmore fumbles it. He's under the pump now. Goes back and gets a big win from Hamish. Gives a handball now, and Packer gets the relieving kick towards McGrath versus Bradshaw.
Oh, it's a good mark from McGrath. Bradshaw was looking into the sun as it starts to set. McGrath, chip kick over the top, trying to find John O'Mail. Mail onto King. Left foot kick. Inside forward 50. Conlon wants it. Brings it front and centre. Needs a crummer. Driscoll was there. Gets the ball onto Andrews. Forward Donga. Inboard kick. Intercepted by Gaynor. Gaynor gets himself to 50. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Conlon got a piece of it. Wrapped up his opponent. A big crunching tackle. And the Dogs do enough to force a stoppage on the goal line. 78 plays 66. The Bulldogs lead the Tigers are balling it up top of the square.
Great kick from Gaynor just to find a teammate. Just wasn't able to hold it. Oh, Muller won that tap, but Bradshaw again sharked it. I reckon he'd love to rove to Isaac Muller for in the same colours. As Duncan gets a handball out to Gaynor again. Quick handball to Sean Daly. Goes to the pocket towards Powell. In front of the electric scoreboard, Powell gets taken over the line by O'Neill. And we'll have a throw in 35 away from the Albury Tigers goal.
Armo, what are you seeing for the Newey?
Yeah, Isaac's dominance around this ruck contest is becoming really important for Albury.
Got to hit it to a bloke wearing the same colour jumper now. Takes it out of the ruck, throws it on the boot. Noah Bradshaw dispossessed, appeals for holding the ball. Umpire lets it go. Soroczynski wins this battle in a one-on-one, throws it on the boot. And John O'Mail provides a crucial smother to see it across the boundary line. 55 metres out. 12-point ball game. The Dogs lead. 21 minutes gone.
I'd like to see Wodonga lengthen the ground out. Albury have been really aggressive with pushing up the ground. It's bringing everyone into Albury's front half, and they've got no one to kick to when they do get the football.
And Sean Dyer playing all by himself. A kick behind. He's been massive in this second half, I reckon, Big Sean. As the kick from Gaynor goes up and under. Nudged under it too easy was Tiziani by Greenhill. And Greenhill takes a relieving mark for the Dogs. They just need to control the footy here, I reckon, Wodonga. Is it going to go long down the line towards Soroczynski versus Unthank. Soroczynski takes the chest mark. Play on, says the umpire. It's bounced around. Now Big Muller just gets dispossessed of it. Goes back and gets it. It's Gilmore in there. Gets tackled. We're going to have a ball up right next to the chalk here. About 85 away from the Albury Tigers goal.
The Albury Tigers try something different here, Armo, for the Newey?
Nah, they've got momentum. They need to just stick at what they're doing at the moment, and Wodonga need to respond.
Muller won the tap, but Bradshaw got at the back of the contest. Ball ends up in the hands of Jackson Kelly. Kelly kicks inside 50, too much for Walker. Walker was leading at full tilt. It allowed Morrison to intercept, but he kicks dangerously with good, strong mitts. Jack Yellen marks on the junction of the defensive 50 and the boundary line for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Kicks down the line. And the ball's in the hands now of Bradshaw.
Trying to save the game here, I reckon.
Yeah, they are, and they've got to lengthen out. Everyone's held in one part of the ground. You've got to have some guys who sacrifice their game to run to open space.
Bradshaw, long down the line. Lucas Conlon flies and takes a big mark, and this is the kick.
Jake, you're killing time.
Silly from Jake Gaynor. Monty, talk us through that from the Cravos.
Yeah, it was a mark, so there's no advantage, and the kick was a dump kick anyway, so you want your guy who's just won the kick to be able to do it as he's going to get moving. Now to Carroll, who can go. Fletch, he wants to go back in ball, but he slips over. Luckily, he's got Conlon. He can go back again to Gilmore. They need to start taking some territory here. They do now. Go short to Daly. Daly rolls around straight away. How smart he kicks that. Finds Garlett at the top of the 50. Jeffy looking for an option. There's a lot of space out the back. He's going now towards Walker. It's not a great kick. Turn up. Morrison's played on, been called to play on. The boys need to go at him. And he goes sideways. And Noah Bradshaw takes the mark, and he's going to take a bit of time out of this game, Gussie.
The Albury Tigers forwards, whilst they've been inaccurate in front of goal, Armo, the delivery hasn't been super in this second half.
No, it hasn't, and the Wodonga backs have stood up, and they've got several marks in this last 5 minutes, contested marks, intercept marks.
Kicks to centre half forward, big contest. Walker just took his direct opponent out of the game without real much effort and eyes for the footy. And the umpire calls for a stoppage 40 metres out from Tigers' goal. The Bulldogs still lead by 2 straight kicks at the 24-minute mark. Is there enough time, Monty?
I reckon there's just enough time, but they need to kick one in the next 30 or 40 seconds. As Yellen, he's been big in this last quarter, gets a kick but cut off by Daly. He's going to dump it back in there, going back. Matt Wilson. Now they're talking, slow it down as the bench is yelling, and they're going to go long and wide towards the boundary line.
Or inboard to Josh Matthew, who has left all on his own. And this is clever from Matthew. He's going to play the cramp game here.
He's got an option here.
Comes out to the broadcast side. Siren sounds!
Short quarter.
Just short. When you thought the 2024 season didn't have any more twists and tails, the Bulldogs come across the river to the Albury Sports Ground and claim a big win against the Albury Tigers. 12-6-78 to 9-12-66. The Tigers had their chances, but the Bulldogs hung on, Armo.
Yeah, they did. Albury had all the momentum in the second half, but definitely that last quarter. But to Wodonga's credit, they'd done enough. I thought the intercept marking in that last half of the last quarter was excellent, where Albury would like their time again, I think, to probably lower their eyes a little bit and hit some targets. They had enough ball, but they probably blazed away a little bit.
The Albury Tigers forward line will be a big talking point, particularly with their accuracy. The Bulldogs kicked 12-6, the Tigers kicked 9-12. Good kicking, I should say. Armo is good footy, and the Wodonga Bulldogs forward certainly made the most of their chances.
Yeah, they did, and that's where the game's probably won and lost. Obviously, if you take your chances in front of goal, you can get the result. And Albury had some gettables where they probably would have normally kicked, but that's the way football goes sometimes.
Monty's making his way on ground to award our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Who are some of the contenders, in your opinion, for the best on ground this afternoon?
Yeah, Miller, I think he's ended up with 3, hasn't he? I thought Matey was solid throughout the whole game, but Noah Bradshaw had a really good first half. They probably even contribute across the board, is got them the win in the end. They didn't really have a standout player, and I think they'd be really happy with that. That's what they need to do. Looks like he's found his way to Tom Miller, who might have found himself a new position at Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
Yeah, Anytime Fitness Player there. Tommy Miller, mate. Bit of a different role today. Full forward, through the middle, hit the scoreboard. What a win by you boys.
Yeah, it was unreal. We really needed that. We marked that in the calendar early in the year that we needed to knock off these type of sides to have an impact. And I thought, with our forward line a bit injury-riddled, hard to go down there and play a role, so it was good.
And the way you started, especially that first half, the way you took the corridor on, were able to transition the footy so quickly, gave your forward line a really good look at it, and you're able to kick a score that you're able to hold on to late with some good slow down play.
Yeah, that was sort of our plan, so take it to them off turnover, but it worked out well, and we sort of just held on in the end, but it was a good effort by the boys.
Well, go and enjoy it, mate. Big win. Not many teams come here and beat Albury, so well done.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Tom Miller, our player of the day, kicking 3 goals here on O&M Live, and probably that third quarter, Armo, that was the really defining quarter from Tom Miller and the Bulldogs, where he kicked a really good crumbing goal, but also his ability to read the ball coming in a pack was a real strength of his game we uncovered today.
Yeah, definitely. As we've been saying throughout the coverage, he hasn't played a lot of footy there, but he looked like a natural forward. He picked the flight up really early and done his work early on his opponent and got his lick of the ice cream today.
The live ladder will see the Wodonga Bulldogs slot into the top 5, and the Albury Tigers, pending the Wangaratta Magpies dropping a 15-point lead deep in the final term, the Tigers will find themselves in 6th spot. So this competition just continues to throw a few more spanners in the works as we gear up in the race towards September. The Bulldogs saluting here in a big victory on O&M Live, claiming a 12-6-78 win over the Albury Tigers, 9-12-66. The Bulldogs have had a lean run of form in the last few weeks. Before the bye, they were struggling to put together a few wins, but today's one will do them the world of good. Making their way into the away rooms here at Tigerland to sing the song. Scott Montgomery following the boys in and try and bring you the sounds of the Bulldogs' victory over the Albury Tigers. Bulldogs back in the 5 on O&M Live. We'll take a break and bring you the sounds of Jack O'Sullivan and Jared Twitt, the winning coaches, on the other side of the break. The Bulldogs by 12 points over the Tigers on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Zero 0.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.